Hello and welcome to the 6th episode of the Sports Wire. I'm Andrew Youngworth.
I'm Tyler Panaro.
And I'm Jack Doherty.
We're joined by Jack Doherty today, another guest episode. You'll love to see it.
Love to have the guests on the show. Jack, thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Jack's another MCM intern, and yeah, it's great to have him on. Let's get right into it. As promised, Stanley Cup, NBA Finals, they're continuing to roll. Yeah. So without further ado, let's get right into Sum It Up.
Welcome to Sum It Up. First thing we're going to talk about today is the Thunder. Despite being down by double digits late into the third quarter, were able to come back and even the series in Indiana, going back to OKC tonight to play Game 5.
I mean, once Toppin started hitting threes in the third quarter, I had my doubts on the Thunder in Game 4. I thought the Pacers were going to take a 3-1 lead.
I really did, and Stephen A. said it best. If the Pacers were to go up 3-1, the series would have been over for OKC. Pretty plain and simple.
Stephen A. Smith is also playing solitaire during Game 4 of the Finals. I don't know if you guys saw that.
He was playing solitaire. You see that, Jack?
No, I did not.
Yeah,
so
a fan sniped him from the nosebleed seats. Stephen A. had his phone like this, like an old man. He's just playing solitaire.
In the middle of the game. In the middle of the game.
He tried to hide the fact that he was doing it during a timeout, but I don't think anyone believed him.
No, he did a terrible job of it. But yeah, Thunder take a 111-104 win, tie the series 2-2. Shea had 14 clutch points.
Yes.
Pacers at 6. So fourth quarter was all Shea.
I think Scott Foster actually had 25 clutch points in that game because he helped out Shea a lot.
Scott Foster had 25 clutch calls.
He
Scott Foster is notorious for just being
the extender.
The
extender did his job to the fullest potential. Shea, we saw him stiff arm Andrew Nembhard, and then proceed to travel right after that.
Yeah.
In which neither of them were called because the extender himself was standing right there.
Well, because the NBA needs their golden boy for each finals. This year it's Shea, so they're going to protect Shea at all costs, give Shea every call.
I feel like even if the series would go 3-1, like the Thunder have such a good chance with 35-point score every game.
I agree with that. It's just the Pacers have such firepower that if they hang 130 on you in any game, which they can do, I don't think they'd be able to hold them off 3 games in a row.
Yeah.
Well, adding on to the 35-point scorer in Shea, the Pacers still had spread out points again. They still have not had a single player on their team score above 22 points, which is what Siakam did. The other day, Siakam had 20, Miles Turner had 12, Andrew Nembhard had 10, Hallie had 18, and Toppin had 17. So the Pacers still doing that power of friendship thing that you were saying the other week. They're still playing that type of basketball. And
that's winning basketball, though.
It's winning basketball, but you still need someone to get you above the hump, which is what Shea does. That's what happened in the end of the fourth.
There's another big issue with the Pacers. Miles Turner is not crashing the glass at all. I've been seeing he's averaging 3 rebounds in the past 3 games. It's not good. He's had 2, and 5 boards, I'm pretty sure.
It was Chet Holmgren who dominated the boards last game. He had 15 boards on top of 14 points. And Shea was not the only.
Chet's making up for not scoring the ball.
For sure. Yeah, Shea's not the only spotlight on the Thunder. Obviously, Shea was the one who clinched that win, but Chet has been dominant on the boards, and he scores when he needs to. He's not shooting many threes.
He's not shooting well from 3 either.
In Game 3, he did shoot threes, not one inning. He shot 0 for 6, but 15 boards. Caruso got back up there. He had 20 points after a 2-point performance in Game 3. You love to see that from Caruso, the Thunder's Derek White. And then Jalen Williams, 27, man. Jalen Williams, I don't think is going to be a Thunder in 2 years. So
yeah, I think we all know that they're going to get hit by the second apron worse than the Celtics are.
Yeah,
and they're going to have to choose between Chet or Jalen Williams, and I do think they're going to choose Chet.
For sure, because Jalen Williams is he's well-rounded player, but definitely scores the most. And they got players who can score. Chet's a rebounder. They don't got too many rebounders. Hartenstein's been playing terrible.
He's been okay. He's not really putting the ball in the basket that well right now. That's for sure, but. He's doing his thing on defense. I saw he had a nice alley-oop to Chet one of the nights.
Yeah, he did.
He had
a nice lob.
One cool play.
So who we got in Game 5? It's going back to OKC. Thunder got all the momentum. I got to go Thunder here.
I'm going Thunder.
I think you have to go Thunder, and I think if the Thunder do win, that's going to statistically ruin Indy's chances of winning it. I think they'll even it up. But I saw a stat that's saying that the Thunder haven't lost 2 games in a row the entire playoff run.
No, they haven't.
So if OKC wins Game 5, I think it's over.
The Thunder are, I think, 5-0 in bounce-back games, and the Thunder also have a chance to completely mess this series up. If they blow Game 5 and Hallie does some crazy thing again, does some black magic, devil magic, and win it,
worshiping the devil,
then the Pacers go back to Game 6 at home. They'll have all the momentum. So this is the most important game of the NBA playoffs coming up, and I can't be more excited for it.
Tonight at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, tonight at 8 o'clock. But I feel like if you use your home field advantage, SGA and Caruso, I think Caruso is the deciding factor. If he puts up points, they win. If he doesn't, they lose.
100%. You need that bench power from Caruso. Yeah. He had 2 points in Game 3 and they lost.
Caruso can be a factor on both sides of the court too.
Yeah. 100%.
He can score the ball, but Caruso can defend anybody.
And one last thing. What do you think about Lou Dort? Did you see all the flopping he was doing, all the shoving he was doing? I've been hearing that how Lou Dort's been getting all the calls. I mean, I'm a fan of it. I think Lou Dort's a dog, but
I think he's a scrappy player. You love the scrappy players. But, like, when it gets to, like, crazy flopping, that's when I just, like, stop caring.
yeah, but
don't
he
flop,
he
yeah.
makes up for it with his like tenacious defense. He is a fierce defender, much like Caruso. So Game 5, high stakes are on the line because the Thunder could make the same mistake that Edmonton just made the other night.
Yeah, speaking of Edmonton the other night, let's get right into Game 5 of the Stanley Cup. Edmonton was trailing 2-0 the entire time. Then, in the third period, they started to come back. But Florida hung 3 goals on them in the third period as well.
Yeah, Jack is Jack's
more
the
of a
hockey
hockey
guy
guy,
here. So
yeah.
Jack, let's get your analogy
Let's-
on
yeah,
Game
let's-
5 here.
let's let Jack
Honestly,
have a nice
not
show.
even just strictly Game 5, but I feel like this series has just gone. The Panthers have more firepower, regardless of how the Oilers play. And yeah, Skinner might have a few good games, but like, it seems like the Panthers are always on them, and it feels like the Oilers just have no room to move at all times.
Yeah.
So what do we think of the Tendy situation in Edmonton? Calvin Pickard looked to
Pickard
be
coming
the
in.
guy in Game 4, and then in Game 5 he was terrible.
Yeah.
77% save percentage, 4 goals allowed on 18 shots. Does Pickard get the nod in Game 6, or do they go back to Skinner?
This seems just like the 2023 Bruins
Yes.
situation.
I was just about to say, this looks like a Bruins problem right here.
And
So what do they do? Do they go back to Skinner, who is consistently bad, or Pickard, who had a worse performance than Skinner in arguably any game?
I think they go back to Skinner. Like if
Yeah.
I'm the coach, if I'm the manager, you're going to Skinner because he's been here before.
Yeah,
As
that's
much
what I would
as
do.
as much as he sucks most of the time, you have to go with the veteran per se.
Because I was talking to one of my friends. He says Skinner either lets up 5 goals or he has a shutout.
Yeah.
And you just got to bank on the shutout for these next 2 games.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I think Skinner's the move here.
He knows what he has to do.
They've won in Florida. They could do it again. But what do we think about Brad Marchand
And Sam Bennett
Yeah.
together.
and Sam Bennett together?
I had a stat on here that Brad Marchand became the second player in NHL history to have 2 different Stanley Cup series where they score 5+ goals.
Yeah.
So I think dude's just an absolute animal.
His second goal was McDavid looking. It was
It
the
was
most absurd
unbelievable.
goal I've ever seen, especially from a guy at that age. How old's Marchand? 39?
37.
37. The fact that he was able to do that. Did you see Matt Kachuk's reaction on the bench?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did
Oh
see
my
that.
God.
They
They
were all
were
jumping.
stunned.
Andrew, I'm
Stunned.
believing your theory more and more that Matt Kachuk's playing with an injury, even though he had a goal in, what was it, Game 4? Did he have a goal?
He did. He had
Yes.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had 2 goals in Game 4. He still didn't look awesome in Game 5. I do
You
think
can-
he's playing with some sort of injury.
So
right
Matt Kachuk's got something going on. They're not saying anything.
You can kind of
about
tell,
it,
but I feel like this is like every playoffs where he has it. Like the past 3 playoffs, at some point he's had some sort of injury and he just battles through it and still becomes a great player on the ice.
Yep.
Now, Jack, what do we think of the Conn Smythe between Marchand and Bennett? Because obviously Bennett has had a more
Yeah.
well-rounded playoff, but in the finals it's been. I mean, Bennett's had a good.
Bennett's
finals,
had a
but
good. It's so
Marchand's-
tough. Like
Marchand's had an absurd finals.
Bennett's had a really good playoff, better than Marchand, but like Marchand coming on to the team, being that clutch factor on like the third line. I mean, he's playing like second, third, and fourth line, but on the third line mostly, I feel like it's Marchand. Like
How much
all
does
eyes are on
finals-
him. Like no one's talking about Bennett right now. Everyone's talking about Marchand.
I know. How much does finals impact the Conn Smythe?
I think majority, like 75% of the Conn Smythe is all finals.
I mean, we saw what it did last year. Like, someone on the losing team won the Conn
Yeah.
Smythe just
Yeah.
because of how dominant
Because he
was.
brought them back to game
Because
7.
he brought them to Game 7, yeah. But yeah, the biased Bruins fan of me says Marchand gets the Conn Smythe, and just the neutral hockey fan of me really does think Brad Marchand gets the Conn Smythe just because of his performance in the final.
Yeah.
I would be so happy if Brad Marchand got the Conn Smythe. My dad was telling me yesterday that he's about to buy a Panthers Marchand jersey.
You know, I'm
And
thinking about it too. I was at an event for MCM on Saturday, and there was a guy there wearing a Marchand Panthers jersey, and he said it was just him being a Bruins fan rooting for Marchand.
that's all it
Yeah.
is, really. And we will get into more Boston management in a little bit. We're not
Oh.
gonna
Yeah.
touch it yet. But
Yeah.
for right now, something probably more important happened. The U.S. Open concluded yesterday. J.J. Spawn won his first ever major at the age of, I believe, 29, and he ended it on one of the coolest ways possible. A 64-foot putt, sunk it. Only player under par to win the U.S. Open. Were you guys watching it?
I was.
I was watching
at,
a little
I was
bit,
at
but-
work while this was going on, but yeah, I had it like queued up, and then when I was in the car leaving, I had the audio on. But hold on, before we keep going, I'm gonna put up a clip of the putt. 1 second. It's gonna go right in front of Jack.
We'll have the putt up
Sorry,
here so
Jack.
you guys can watch it.
So yeah, there's the putt.
Unbelievable. It was-
Unbelievable.
yeah.
So,
Dude had ice in his veins, and he's also like, his story of how he got there. The dude is a super dad.
yeah.
His daughter got sick like one of the nights before, so he had to get
like
up
last
at
week.
3:00 in the morning to go get her medicine while he's like mid prep for the U.S. Open, and he still came out here and won and shot under par.
And also, the story is his health issues last year almost impacted him quitting golf for good.
Yes.
And that is insane to come and win on the hardest course in history.
Yeah.
The hardest course ever made.
Yeah.
He was
Someone
the
said
only one to
he has
hit
type 1
under.
diabetes, right?
Yeah,
I think
he does.
so, yeah.
I mean,
That's
dude's
insane.
an inspiration. That's
Yeah.
a great way to win. It's up there with one of the best major wins for a single winner I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I feel like the U.S. Open always brings out the most deserving winners.
It
A couple
does.
years
Yeah.
ago when we saw Wyndham Clark win,
Yeah.
when his odds of winning were plus 1,000,
Yeah.
that was truly special. And now we got JJ Spawn.
Because truly anything can happen on the U.S. I mean, yesterday we had the rain delay. I mean, how many golfers that were at the top of the leaderboard just completely fell? Adam Scott was 9 over yesterday. He was 3 under the day before, finished 6 over through one day. And the same thing happened to Sam Burns. He was 4 under the day before. He finished 4 over, shot 8 over yesterday. So players like that just completely fell. Victor Hovland also shot 4 over.
Your buddy Hovland didn't do too well.
Hovland was so close. He still finished 3rd, though. Hovland still finished 3rd on the total leaderboard, even though he shot, I believe it was either 3 or 4 over.
Yeah.
You had better picks than me and Will. Me and Will's guys both got cut after one day.
That happens.
But also, no one's even talking about this. 5 bogeys on his first 6 holes of his last round. That is insane to start like that.
Yeah, that's a tough.
And then to finish with that 64 birdie putt.
That's crazy. Yeah, Spawn almost choked it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking.
Yeah.
And he didn't even need to sink that 64 foot
Yeah.
putt. He needed the 2-putt the green to win, and he just sunk it in 1, which is crazy.
To stay under at least.
I mean, I'm assuming he's going for the lag putt there, but it was good enough to just
roll
fall
in.
right in. Yeah. Spawn started off amazing to start the tournament, and then yesterday he was crumbling. He was hitting into the rough often, and the course was terrible.
Yeah.
The course could not have had worse conditions for anyone. But Robert McIntyre made it a game. He shot 2 under yesterday. He was the one who finished in 2nd, gave Spawn a little bit of a run for his money. And if he didn't hit that putt,
and finishing that strong on that hard of a course while being in that poor condition is also nothing to shy about for McIntyre.
Yeah. So shout out to McIntyre. Shout out to Spawn. Shout out to the U.S. Open in general. A great tournament.
Yep.
Great
Never
decision
disappoints.
playing at Oakmont too.
Yeah.
I love when professional golfers
Oakmont's
look like
tough.
us on the golf.
Exactly.
And not
so
even
cool
us.
to see.
They're still better than us on the hardest course.
I can't even imagine what I saw. Caitlin Clark said she would shoot a 130, and Caitlin Clark is really good at golf.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine
what we would shoot. Oh
Yeah.
I feel
my
like
gosh.
she's just good at everything, dude.
I know she's an absolute dog.
If you shoot her up at wide receiver, I feel like she'd put up 100.
She's like the Stephen Curry
probably.
of the WNBA.
Pretty much, essentially, yeah.
So we got one major left. I believe it's the British Open next
Yeah,
month
I
in
think so,
July.
yeah.
So
Do we have any guys that need this to Grand Slam? Because I know Spieth needed the PGA Tour. Phil needed this one, and I don't think Phil's ever going to get it.
No, I don't think there's a Grand Slam opportunity right now.
Right now, okay.
It's just another opportunity for Victor Hovland to come snatch his first major.
Yeah.
That's how I look at
It's
it.
going to happen soon, I believe, Andrew.
So yeah, British Open, Victor Hovland. Book it. But
Book
in
it
the
right now.
In the meantime, we got some off-season news for the NBA. Yesterday, Grizzlies and Magic.
Wait.
Yeah, hold up.
That can
We're
wait.
going to do Otani first.
Because we
That's
have
right.
Shohei Otani glaze.
Yeah,
We're gonna backtrack.
Say
You bring this for the question last time.
So next thing we're going to talk about is we had some news in the MLB, fellas. So Andrew, my last start bench cut was a very controversial one.
Yeah, it was.
The 3 Shohei Otanis. Jack, I believe you saw this too, right?
Yes.
So now the tide might change on the pick for that in a future date because tonight against the San Diego Padres, Shohei Ohtani is going to make his pitching debut for the Dodgers in over a year since he's been on the mound. He had Tommy John surgery, came back. He still hit all of last year, won MVP, went 50-50. And now you got a guy that can throw a sub-3 ERA and potentially start the All-Star game coming to the mound too.
I'm really hoping he picks up right where he left off. He hasn't pitched since 2023. Didn't pitch at all in 2024.
Yep.
We're now in June 2025. It's been at least a year and a half, probably more. And where Ohtani left off is he finished top 5 in Cy Young multiple years. If he can get back to that, then we're looking at potentially, I don't want to say, but he could be the GOAT of baseball.
Yeah.
If Ohtani gets back to where he does and the Dodgers hypothetically win the World Series this year because they have the talent to do it, 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
If he just wins one Cy Young, I think the GOAT conversation's already that. He's already up there.
He's already top 10 all time in my opinion.
Yeah.
Easily.
He created the 50-50.
I could say top 5.
I love how you're in the middle of Tommy John and you're an MVP hitter and base runner.
That's what's crazy. You're in the middle of Tommy John and you make a 50-50 club for yourself.
Yeah, 60-60 soon, guys.
That's not even possible.
If he
I don't
goes
even know how that's
60-60,
that's
I don't think
60-60 Cy Young.
60-60 is what you do in Road to the Show and beginner mode. That's not even possible.
But Ohtani can probably do it. That's the craziest
So
thing.
crazy.
They got to make the bases even bigger so he can do it.
I mean,
because we saw Acuna get 70.
Yeah, he did.
Which is insane, but
that was absurd.
But it's Acuna, so
Yeah, he's very
What's
fast.
crazy about Otani is he has zero history or proof of any drug or steroid use. He's done all of this
Yeah.
without any juice, any steroids, unlike most of the GOATs in the MLB's history, which is crazy.
But he's from Japan, so I mean, he's
Japan
automatically
creates
good.
these guys in labs. dude. It's
Yeah,
just-
literally.
absurd.
Like they're having way too many good prospects, and somehow the Red Sox got the worst one.
Right now, the Dodgers' entire bullpen is from Japan, and they are all
Pretty much.
absolutely disgusting.
It's the Japanese fellas and Tyler Glass now.
And also, just a tiny piece of news, Clayton Kershaw is 12 strikeouts away from 3,000 career strikeouts.
Which he's gonna get.
That'll be a great day.
So that's going to be fun. So that's another thing to look at.
Yeah,
so the
his next
Dodgers
start.
high in the news right now.
His
So
next
Ohtani's-
start, he can get that.
Yeah,
easy.
he could.
He really could, honestly, because didn't last year he throw 7 perfect innings?
Yeah.
And then they
Yeah,
pulled
he
him.
did. Yeah.
And he's how old? Like,
Yeah, he's
way
almost-
past
He's,
his
he's
prime.
probably like 40.
Still one of the greatest pitchers of all time.
Nastiest curveball I've ever seen.
Oh
Yeah.
Jack, you think you could hit that curveball lefty lefty? You're a
No,
baseball
never.
player.
I'm not a curveball hitter, lefty
Not a
lefty.
curveball,
Only
yeah.
fastball.
No, yeah. But yeah, Shohei Ohtani coming back to the Dodgers. This should be good.
Yeah,
Now,
and
guys-
we will be talking about that next
Yeah.
episode.
Now we got to get into some general managing.
Yeah, we do.
And no one will be better than Brad Stevens. So the first one, I'll introduce this one because I know Andrew's going to be pretty strong about the other one. First trade we have is a deal between the Memphis Grizzlies and the Orlando Magic. The Grizzlies sent the Magic Desmond Bane, only Desmond Bane, nothing else, for Contavious Caldwell-Pope, Cole Anthony, and 4 first-round picks and a first-round pick swap. I mean, this is a crazier overpay than Mikal Bridges.
Yeah, no, this. So at first, my original reaction was absolute fleece of a trade. Grizzlies won the trade, and I still do believe the Grizzlies got
the
way too
Grizzlies-
much for Bane.
The Grizzlies got 2 guys that are perfect to pair around John Morant.
But
Guys
the-
that'll just knock you out of the air and play dirty.
The
That's
more
how Ja
I've
likes
thought
it.
about it, the more I kind of like it for Orlando. Obviously, they gave up way too much, but Bane is going to work so well with the Magic offense. I mean, the Magic are already a young team, so, I mean, obviously you still want the picks, but the Magic have a young core that they're building around. Bane's another dog who's already a solid player who's going to work with them. And from what I heard from Magic fans is they hated KCP. They did not like him at all. They're going to miss Cole Anthony for sure, but Bane's a lot better than Cole Anthony. And I heard
Yeah.
KCP, his age is, getting there. He hasn't done much for the Magic.
There's just one thing that helps with KCP, and this has been the case for how many recent NBA Finals teams that have won? KCP has won a title. He actually has won 2.
Yeah, here's one too.
If you look at the past teams that have won, Drew Holiday has a ring. KCP had a ring for the Denver Nuggets.
Yep.
The Warriors, you had Steph, Clay, and Draymond. The Bucks, did they have anyone? Maybe not.
I don't think so.
I think all right. So since 2022, there's been like a team that has had like a past champion that has helped them like get over that hump. And
Yeah.
now, if you're looking at it now, you got Alex Caruso on the Thunder. Do you have anyone on Indiana right now?
On Indiana,
Thomas Bryant, I think, because I think he was on the Thomas Bryant was on the Bubble Lakers.
Yes, he was on the Bubble Lakers. I was trying to think. I was wondering if he was that far back, but I think he was. Yeah.
So Jack, I know you're not the biggest basketball guy.
Yeah.
Any intel on this trade?
I think looking at it face value, like the Magic, yes, they get a good player, like you said, who fits in with their core values, but they're giving up way too much. First round picks, like those are so much more valuable than you think.
You gotta
Yeah,
hope
like-
that any of those years of those first round picks, you
Yeah.
better hope you don't get into the lottery,
Exactly.
because then you could have a situation like this year with the Sixers, where I don't think the Sixers lost their pick because they got a high enough pick.
It was high enough, but the
the
Sixers still were in the
Sixers
lottery.
were in a position where if they didn't get was it top 6 or was it top 3? Because I know they
I
ended up.
can't remember that.
I think it was top 6. If they didn't get a top 6 picks, they would lose it to I forget which team, but they were going to lose it. So you
But
got,
they lucked
Oh,
out
I
because
see,
the NBA
yeah.
rigged it for them. But we're not going to get into that
yeah,
right
we won't
now.
get into the we'll get into the draft. after
NBA
the
is
first round
terrible.
happens.
But
Now, Andrew, I think this is going to be a pretty
This is-
long
so
rant.
this is a rant,
well,
yeah.
just one last thing on Grizzlies Magic. I think it's somewhat of a win-win. It definitely favors the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies got a lot for it, but Magic fans are content with getting rid of KCP and getting Desmond Bane. They're not happy about losing Cole Anthony or all the picks, but
I just need to ask one thing about this now. Do you guys think that either Jaren or Ja gets moved after this, or do you think they're going to keep those 2 guys?
Jaren possibly. Ja, no. I don't think they get rid of Ja. I see Jaren getting moved, and some of my friends are talking about how they would love the Celtics to get a package for Jaren.
I think that would be really dope.
I
honestly.
think so too.
I
If
love
we-
Jaren Jackson Jr.
What if we were able to work Drew into Memphis, give them another veteran who's won a
Maybe.
title? Work Drew, couple picks, get Jaren back.
Maybe, dude. I mean, they just got a bunch of picks that they can use, too.
Exactly. So we'll let Brad cook, but the only Boston manager who is cooking is Brad Stevens because Bruins did their thing in January. And yesterday, for those of you who somehow live under a rock and didn't see it, the Red Sox traded Rafael Devers to the San Francisco Giants for Kyle Harrison, Jordan Hicks, and 2 other prospects.
So would you rather Kyle Harrison, Jordan Hicks, and those prospects, or right now, a bag of classic Lay's in a Diet Coke? You're not a regular Coke, you get a Diet Coke.
I would take a 2001 computer that doesn't work.
All right. That's fair. I mean, I have a lot to say on this.
I've never been more upset about a trade in my life, I don't think.
This is definitely,
besides the Mookie one. The Mookie one I think was worse.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
For in the moment, this is a top 3 lowest. I'd say top 4 lowest low in my entire life. There's 4 trades that like genuinely broke me as a New England fan. Marcus Smart.
Yep.
Mookie Betts.
Yeah.
Brad Marchand.
I agree with all of those.
And now Rafael Devers.
The thing with Marcus Smart was more of just like he's a Celtic.
Yes.
Like obviously it wasn't that good. He was solid, but he's a Celtic. He's a Celtic at heart. That's what sucked.
Marcus Smart was more like the Nomar trade.
Yeah.
Even though Nomar I think was a better player than Marcus Smart is.
I seriously don't understand the appeal in this at all. I mean, the only thing you do is you get rid of his contract, you give it to San Francisco. Why would you sign someone for 12 years, pay him $400 million, and then trade him after giving him 2 months of playing?
For mediocre pitchers who, when we need like the best pitchers right now because our
bullpen's
is
terrible.
Horrible.
Our rotation is not looking
okay.
that bad right now. So we are on a 5-game win streak at the moment.
Giolito looked awesome the other day.
We are at a 5-game win streak right now. So we just swept the Yankees. That was great. We went from such a high to such a low.
He homered yesterday.
Yeah.
He homered off of Max Fried, a top 3 Cy Young candidate in the American League. Lefty just took him deep because his son Garrett Cole wasn't playing. So what is the logic behind trading him?
He got a milestone too, right? He got some sort of
milestone. He did. He got 500 extra base hits. 500 extra base hits. Home run. So the pitchers we got for Devers, who is leading the league in RBIs, and he's 8th in home runs. We got Kyle Harrison. We just sent him to AAA yesterday.
Yep, there you go.
Kyle Harrison is now not playing for the Red Sox. Jordan Hicks, he is 1-5 with a 6.5 ERA.
I mean,
you have to love it.
Clap it up for Craig
Let's
Russell.
go, Fenway Sports Group. You guys did it. You almost got to the lowest point, but somehow this isn't even the lowest one because Betts was an MVP and they got rid of him. But,
good job, Craig Russell.
Oh my God,
you
this
great,
was
man.
the worst trade I have ever seen in the last couple of
So are the
months.
Red Sox now? Are the Red Sox now responsible for the 3 worst trades in MLB history? Babe Ruth, Mookie Betts, and now Devers.
Yeah, I saw that. Babe Ruth, Betts, Devers. I think so.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to get cursed again. I really do believe that. They saw the 2021 playoff run. They're like, all right, everyone from this 2021 team has to go. You guys are too good. They tricked us with Garrett. They tricked us with Garrett Crochet. They straight up tricked us with Garrett Crochet. They're like, ooh, look, we got a nice fancy pitcher right here. He's a lefty. He throws really fast. And boom, we're gonna extend him. And then you know what else we're gonna do? We called up a prospect for his MLB debut to start on opening day. We'll extend him too. How about that?
And then we're going to send him back down to AAA because that's what I heard they're going to do.
Yes, and then guess what, guys? Alex Bregman gets hurt after we sign him to a fat deal with opt-outs, by the way.
Yep.
Because we don't want to keep him if he does good.
No, of course not.
We're going to call up Marcelo Meyer.
Yep, let's do it. Let's
do it. Our Gold Glove right fielder
all right, what's up?
gets injured.
Oh, yeah, he does.
And guys, we have a prospect who is an outfielder, hit a 500-foot grand slam.
And he's the
We're going to
number
call
one-
him up, too.
And he's the number one prospect.
And he's going to bat .05 in the majors. And then after he does so bad, guess what we're going to do?
What are we going to do?
You ready for this?
Yep.
So we have one of the best left-handed bats in the entire league, right? Mm-hmm. We're going to trade him to San Francisco.
I love it.
For nothing.
I love it. And guess what? Everyone's going to go to Fenway anyway because we're going to make money. It's Fenway Park. Who wouldn't go to Fenway Park? Even if we're bad.
Because our field looks cool.
The away team fans will come. They'll buy tickets.
We have a big green wall. You can sit up there. You can sit up on the big green wall for $500 per person. Who wouldn't want that? To watch a terrible baseball team play.
And you could buy a basic hot dog with a different label for 3 times the amount of the same hot dog at a grocery store.
Yeah, I mean,
This literally happens like every few months for Boston sports.
Every once in a
Literally.
while.
the only team that hasn't broken my heart recently, GM-wise, is the Celtics.
It's Brad Stevens.
And the Patriots are getting my trust back now that Bill's not there. Went out, got some dogs.
Hopefully.
Got to see what they can do, though, in this next year.
Yeah, we'll see what the Pats do. But for right now, we got to stick on this a little bit. All right?
So have you guys picked your new team yet? Because I know I'm wearing a Jack Doherty shirt, and he's going to be a Padre.
He'll be a Padre
within a
yeah.
month.
He's
so
getting traded
concerned.
to the Padres.
So I'm just trying to get my worth out of this Jack Doherty shirt right now, guys.
I mean, why not just trade it to all the California teams? We got the Dodgers for Betts. We got the Giants for Devers. Why not just round it out? Go to the Padres.
Send him to Padres.
Is there anyone else I'm missing? Oakland, I guess, still counts. Who are we going to trade to Oakland? Crochet? Just trade Crochet to Oakland?
Crochet can go to the A's.
And might as well just put someone on the Yankees as well.
You got to send
Might as
someone,
well,
send
yeah.
someone to the Angels, too. Don't forget.
yeah,
The Angels
Angels,
are
The
already.
Angels, of course. Yes, let's
You know
make
what?
it be
You know what we
mediocre
should
forever.
do? We should trade for Anthony Rendon. I mean,
Oh my God! And then pay him $300 million. I love it.
pay out that
That's
terrible
genius.
contract. Let's get Anthony Rendon for him to just sit on the bench and do nothing.
I wasn't even like obviously I was upset, but I was just kind of laughing. I was just kind of stunned.
Because I was like, oh, what? It's
I didn't think
it's
it was
happening
real.
again.
I didn't believe underdog. I had to wait for Jeff Passan, and then Jeff broke my heart.
The first thing I saw was MLB on Fox, but I thought the page was MLB on Facts because I
Yeah.
follow them too, and they
Yeah.
always give stupid BS things. I thought it was fake,
I thought it was too.
and then I was like, wait, oh, that's an O. That's just Fox.
So have you guys picked your new team yet for the MLB? I have.
I'm sure.
I've been
my
on this bandwagon since 2019. I'm going to Dodger Nation, guys. You guys are welcome to come with me if you want. They got Mookie, they got OHTANI, my two favorite players in the entire league, other than Jaron Duran himself. So I'm a Dodgers fan now, guys.
At the moment,
What do you
we're
guys think?
just gonna stick with the Sox. We're on a 5-game win streak, and we're gonna play Seattle. Probably lose. We're gonna play Devers in 5 days. The Red Sox play the Giants in 5 days. I'm actually really excited to watch.
I think
I will
Devers,
I'm excited to hopefully watch him go 0 for 5. For
I
them,
hope
but-
Devers hits bombs.
I think Devers is going to go 12 for 12 with 8 home runs. And he's going to hit.
I actually hope he
He's
does
going to
well.
hit for the cycle one game.
I hope Devers destroy. Yeah, Devers is gonna get his first ever triple because he's just gonna hit it to the corner and then
His first ever
he'll just chunk his way over to third base.
I hear a lot of people are becoming Mets fans now. Like one of my boys at school, he had a rant
Mets fan.
yesterday. He said, and at the end he said, "Go Mets." I don't blame him. If you're gonna root for a team in New York, root for the Mets because we
Still can't root for the Yankees.
unitedly hate the Yankees. We'll never root for the Yankees. But yeah, it's not a good time to be a Red Sox fan.
I'll just root for football season to hurry up. I'm gonna root for the calendar and just hope that the calendar
calendar
moves
moves.
Let's have a
forward.
good summer, guys. I mean,
Yeah, let's just enjoy our summer. Why
We-
watch
we
the
don't-
Red
we don't
Sox?
have
We could
to-
just
Enjoy the other two sports of NBA and NHL right now.
Exactly.
we got like a week
Exactly.
left of both of them.
Yeah,
so
so let's
just
just
And after
enjoy
that,
it.
we'll just stop watching sports until
Yeah.
until the British Open comes along.
We'll
Yeah,
embrace
exactly.
the NBA, the NHL. We got golf in a month.
I was gonna say,
Life is okay.
we might be able to hit the course and we can go play some golf.
Of
Yeah.
course,
We
let's
can
go play our own golf. Let's go
Yeah.
have our own
golf,
open.
Yeah.
Let's shoot
we'll
130.
We'll shoot 20 over. Who cares?
Let's go play wiffle ball. Let's go play our own baseball.
Yeah.
We'll
We-
bring
we-
Sean with us too. Sean
Yeah,
can come
Sean,
play.
Sean can go with us. We can do. Well, let's go play tennis. Let's just
Yeah,
go
Let's
do
go play
let's
tennis, pickleball.
Let's go do anything. Let's
Pickleball.
go enjoy summer and just not watch the Red
Let's
Sox.
not watch the Red Sox.
So if you couldn't tell, we're not happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Craig Breslow.
But we're also laughing.
Yeah, Craig
It's
Breslow,
just
you better
funny
watch
of
your
how
back,
stupid
pal.
Craig Breslow is as a human, and just
Dude.
how dumb John Henry is. The whole Fenway Sports Group. I hope they all sell the team. I hope they all stick with Liverpool and
I could-
Pittsburgh.
I
I
could
hope they
so
rename
use-
themselves to the Penguin Sports Group.
I could so use Theo Epstein right now, man.
Oh my God.
I think Theo Epstein could get this team to the World Series.
Theo
right
Epstein, Billy Bean, just give me someone. Can Brad Stevens just manage two teams at the
Yeah.
same time? They barely overlap, the NBA
I know,
and the
right? Like,
MLB.
yeah.
Let's just have Brad Stevens manage the Red Sox.
now. Might as well. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty pissed. So yeah, that does it for the heated sum it up. I mean,
Yep. Just trade your superstar while you're on a 5-game win streak and you beat your arch rival while he hits a home run that day. I mean, sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, it
Sounds
doesn't get
good.
much smarter than that, unfortunately. But now, guys, I think we can switch into a more, maybe lighthearted subject. Let's go to Stock Up, Stock Down. All right, welcome to Stock Up, Stock Down. Guys, in somehow, some way, my stock up is actually a member of the Boston Red Sox. It's Pedro Jr., Brian Bayo. So
Yeah.
I seen some stats for you. Bayo had a start yesterday against the Yankees. Bayo went 7 innings of no-run ball with 8 strikeouts, 3 hits, and 3 walks. I think it's a step in the right direction. I'm not going to say he's mini Pedro yet because we've also seen him get absolutely rocked this year.
Yep.
So, but I think it's a step in the right direction. I think he'll do good in his next start. I don't know if it's going to be against Seattle or against San Francisco, but I think Bayo's on the rise.
Do you say he had no walks?
3 walks.
Oh, 3 walks.
3
Which
hits,
is still
3 hits,
gross
3
for him
walks.
because I feel like every start he has at least 8 walks, and it's just annoying.
Yeah, he's not
He
really
had 8 in a
consistent.
different category, strikeouts.
Yeah, which
There you
is
go.
perfect. Yeah.
And 3 of them were on the best hitter in baseball. The
Yep.
best hitter baseball's seen in the last
Best-
15 years.
The
Yeah.
best right-handed hitter of all time. I'll say.
I think the stock up could possibly just be this Red Sox rotation over the last couple of days. They have all been shoving. Crochet did his thing. Bayo did his thing. Hunter Dobbins is becoming one of my new favorite Red Sox. He's just an absolute dog. He
Hunter
talks
Dobbins
trash,
did do very
and then he
well,
backs it up, dude. He's been on fire.
He's that Joe Kelly-esque fire.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
we
He is.
need in the rotation in the bullpen right now. So, yeah, that's my stock up. Brian Bayo, pretty simple. He had a really good start yesterday. I think he's going to keep on that trajectory. So, Jack, I'm curious to see what your stock up is.
My stock up is Brad Marchand, and although it's like kind of an obvious pick,
Yep.
he's 37. He's got 6 goals in the Stanley Cup final, and he's having his best playoff performance, I think, of his career.
Yeah.
Which is crazy that he's
Yeah.
sitting at 37. I mean,
agree.
how
I agree
could
with that.
how could he
full-heartedly.
not be stocking up? I mean, he was
Yeah.
on a horrible Bruins team, and then he gets to
And he
go to
wasn't really producing either.
No, I wasn't really doing much on the Bruins because Pasta was doing everything.
Yeah.
Goes to Florida. He gets a new role where he can do everything, and also I mean, he's living in Florida. I mean
Yeah.
that's awesome.
I don't think
he get a cup.
I don't think he's coming back either next year. I think.
No,
he might finish his career like with a signing. Or
Yeah.
Yeah, like a one-day contract.
Yeah,
contract.
contract.
But I really thought that it was just going to be like, hey, go win, come back, retire with us. But I don't think that's going to happen. If he's still playing really good, I don't think that's happening.
Well, if he keeps playing the way he is right now, I think he might try to
Yeah.
run it back with Florida, see if they can three-peat.
Yeah.
If they win this
If
year.
they win,
yeah.
it's a
If
big
they
if.
win this year. Let's see what McDavid's
Series-
got in his bag. But
Yeah,
right
if they
now,
if they lose, it's
I don't
getting
think
blown up.
McDavid still doesn't have a goal, I think, in the Stanley Cup
no, he
final.
scored.
He
last
scored
game.
one goal.
He did score.
Yeah,
but
but
it
he,
was
he
kind of
also
a
has
game.
like 10 assists. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's still producing, but
You know, Martian has more goals than Draisaitl and McDavid combined in the
yeah, I
finals.
saw that stat.
Yeah,
I think
did see that.
Draisaitl only has the 2 OT winners. Is that correct?
No, he scored
or he
another
has
one.
more.
He's got 3.
One more.
He has 3. He had 2 in game 1, right?
Yeah.
Or right, yeah.
Two in game 1, and then the OT winner. And then he might have 4. They might have 5 combined. Martian has 6.
Yeah.
I think
Which is still-
Draisaitl got another
No,
one.
that is right. That
Because
is
I've
right.
seen
Yeah, yeah.
Draisaitl score a lot. I feel
Yeah,
like.
no, he has, but
And then how many does Bennett have? Bennett have 4?
he has 6 too.
Bennett's got
That's the
6
thing,
too.
yeah.
Final?
In the finals, yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's the thing. Is like he's like a quiet,
I really want the Consummate to go.
But I feel like the reason
Marchand's
why.
just the more impactful goals.
Yeah,
Is that what you're
Exactly.
saying?
He really.
Well, I was
Marchand-
gonna say the reason he's playing so well is because on the Bruins, he's the captain. He was kind of relied on, besides Pasternak. But like I feel like he had a lot of pressure, and especially with the Stars leaving, he had so much pressure on him. And now he's like the third line role player, and he feels like he can step up now because there's not much expected of him. And
Yeah.
now he's like putting up points. Like
he was
there's
put
no
in a
tomorrow.
perfect position where players can set him up where he doesn't have to do everything. Like,
Exactly.
there's other players who have to do the work that he doesn't have to anymore, and he can just score goals.
Yeah, like he doesn't feel like he needs to be the goal scorer, even though he
Yeah.
is.
Even though
He's
yeah,
supposed
right
to be
now
like the
he is.
grinder and like the the punk.
Which
But
he
he's-
still kind of is.
he still
but
is.
He still does that. Don't
He's
get
the
it-
rat.
But
Yeah,
he's like the
twisted, yeah.
perfect playoff player right now.
Yep, I agree with
You
that.
really can't. He's probably been the best player in the. Well, besides Bennett, Marchand's
Bennett.
probably been the
Both of
ideal
them.
playoff player. I agree with
Never
exactly
forget
with what you said.
The Black Magic user, Bobrovsky.
Yeah.
Bobrovsky, when the lights are the brightest, that guy just locks in.
Yeah.
Bobrovsky has finally found himself.
He sometimes has a few,
the first couple
bad
games
goals
were tough
and stuff like that, but
he's found himself.
he is, yeah.
Andrew, what's your stock up?
So my stock up is the Philadelphia Phillies, and I'll explain this for a sec. So they're on a 4-game win streak, which, like, it's not bad. It's a good 4-game win streak. And they're set to play the Marlins, which is going to be
There's 3 more.
There's
another
3 more
So
wins,
that'll-
yeah.
Yeah.
That should become a 7-game win streak, and that will set them up with a home matchup against the Mets. It'll be a 3-game series with the Mets to take the lead.
That
That's
should
a-
be
in that
very
division.
Very good series.
So that
yeah.
should be an unbelievable series in Philly, which I think actually favors them. So Philly could potentially take over the Mets, who have been on fire. I think the Mets have a higher winning streak than the Phillies right now.
Who is
But
another
I-
honorable mention.
But I still have the Phillies as my stock up because I think the Phillies are going to take over the division. So I got some stats for you from this. So here, Philly performances over this 4-game win streak. Kyle Schwarber has 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. Alec Baum, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. Real Muto has a couple RBIs. Trey Turner, a couple RBIs. Max Kepler has a home run. Nick Castellanos has 2 home runs and 5 RBIs. Bryce Harper is not playing in this win streak. He's
Really?
on the 10-day IL as of June 7th. He comes back in 2 days, right before the Mets series. So the Phillies have been rolling without Bryce Harper in their lineup at all. So once Harper comes back
That's
and
a
he
sca-
continues
that's a
to do
scary
his
sight to
thing,
see.
the Phillies
Yeah.
are going to roll. Now, here's the pitching of the Phillies the last 4 games. Jesus Luzardo, 6 innings, 10 strikeouts, 1 earned run, in a 7-2 win. 8-0 win versus Toronto was pitched by Ranger Suarez, 7 innings, 4-hit shutout. The other day, they beat Toronto 3-2. Chris Sanchez, 7 innings, 5 hits. And then yesterday, 11-4 win versus Toronto. That was what's his name? I don't have him. In
Zach
my notes.
Wheeler?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
Wheeler.
was
That
about
was-
to say you
yeah.
named like all their like
All their
rotating guys. You
backups.
didn't
that
name
was-
like the
exactly.
best,
I was
best guy.
blanking. I was like, why did I not?
Dude, these are
yeah.
big wins
Yeah,
too.
Zach Wheeler, 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 9 strikeouts. So the rotation is rolling, the lineup is rolling, and they're missing their captain, best player, arguably one of the best players in baseball, Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
Easily.
I mean, I can see why you picked him. Like, yeah, 4-game win streak. It's like whatever, but those wins are
Those are dominant.
statement wins.
They beat the Cubs, which is probably one of the best teams in the NL. They swept the Blue Jays, which
what
has
was
been
their scores against the Cubs? Because the Cubs, I think, arguably have the best offense in the entire National League.
it was
because that'll determine the
the
pitching.
the Phillies won 2 out of 3 versus the Cubs. They got dominated the game before, but this win to start their win streak was 7-2.
Damn.
They beat the Cubs 7-2. They swept the Blue Jays. 2 games were dominant. 1 game was a 3-2 win. The Blue Jays have been pretty dominant in the AL, and that actually helps us a lot as Red
Yeah.
Sox fans.
Yeah,
Get-
for
The
sure.
Blue Jays getting swept. So yeah, they're going to take on the Marlins. I imagine if they continue to play like this, they should dominate the Marlins. Then you get Bryce Harper back, and you have all the momentum. I guarantee you, Citizens Bank is packed, like to the brim, to take on the Mets, and that's going to be an unbelievable series. I think Philly takes first place of the NL East.
I like it. I didn't know that the offense was rolling like that without Bryce Harper, but I mean I'll buy some stock in the Phillies right now. Jeez, I like it.
Buy it in the stock in the Phillies while you can. Obviously, they're good. People know that they're up there, but I think Philly makes a jump this year. I think Phillies and Dodgers is the NLCS, and we're gonna need a lot of popcorn
Yeah.
Need a
to
lot
watch
of popcorn,
this.
dude.
All right, so now we got to get into some more negatives.
Yeah.
All right,
Tyler, what is your stock down?
my stock down. It's a pretty basic pick, but this dude was receiving like death threats on Twitter, so I'm gonna go Craig Breslow.
I mean, how much more do we have to really talk about him?
Yeah, I mean, you know how Kendrick Perkins said that one time, if you put Joe Mazzulla's brain in a bird, it would fly backwards?
Yeah.
I think if you put Craig Breslow's brain in a bird, the bird would forget how to fly.
I think if you put Craig Bressel's brain in a bird, it would
die on the spot.
I think it would probably
It would choke on a worm.
It would probably just I don't even know what it would do. I think it would just pick up a shoe and just fly away with it.
I don't even think it would know how to fly.
No, I think it would just
Yeah.
pick up a shoe
and just eat
then
the
just-
shoe.
and then just die.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking. Part of me wants to believe that John Henry was like being mob bossy about it. He's like, we're doing too good. Get him out now.
Yeah. No, that
It's
was
too good to be true.
Yeah. So, yeah, Craig Breslow, my stock down.
The ultimate
The
stock
only
down.
reason I understood the trade is because of, like, obviously Devers was a bigger diva than, like, prime Britney Spears, right?
No, believe me, I understand why we traded him, but we could have got
Coulda
so
got-
much
Yeah.
for
gotten
him,
way
and we
more
got
than
actually nothing. Like
Like,
There is
literally
no use.
makes us worse.
there's no use for either of them in our rotation.
Yeah.
I'd rather get, like, a 10% discount at, like, Chick-fil-A or something.
And
than
like, I'd rather
than
just
have that.
get $3 million from the Giants.
Yeah, literally, just some money.
Just
Just
give us
some money.
money.
Yeah, just give us cash considerations.
So yeah,
Craig Breslow
that's
stock
a-
down.
Yeah, it's a very good
Breslow,
pick.
In the toilets.
absolute clown. John
I don't
Henry,
think- I don't
Family
think
Sports
anyone-
Group,
I don't think-
clowns.
I don't think anyone would have stock in Craig Breslow anyway, but if you do,
Vernon, if you have stock in Craig Breslow, get it
Get
done
some help.
right now, and also learn how to invest.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So,
Craig Breslow's
Dots.
my stock down. Jack, let's hear
My
it.
stock down is the Baltimore Orioles.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
Yeah, their performance from their young roster, like I don't know what their average age is, but it's got to be around like the
it's young.
20.
One of the youngest in the league for sure.
Gunner in particular. has
Gunner
been-
has been
Gunner's been
really poor,
awful.
and their team average is 241, which is like it's okay, but their team ERA is 4.90.
That is crazy.
That's horrible.
That is crazy, actually.
Like
and like we take our
Pushing
we
five.
think our
it's
rotation's terrible.
26th in the league, which isn't the worst, which is kind of crazy, but
there's 4 teams that are worse than that.
yeah. But
I feel like
still.
one of them is like the Rockies,
It's gonna be like the
Yeah.
Rockies, Marlins, White Sox,
Yeah.
and then the Orioles.
and then the Orioles.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go.
But yeah, the Orioles, especially based on the expectations they had this year, I bet you a lot of people were
Yes,
investing in the
that's
Orioles
exactly why,
earlier this
yeah.
year, which is what makes them one of the ultimate stock downs. That's a perfect
Yeah.
pick because people lost a lot of money from the Orioles.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
First issue, even though he's hurt right now, is letting Corbin Burns walk. I think he
One-
would have
oh my
gotten
goodness.
you some of those wins back, but now he's hurt in Arizona.
Yeah, but he's still a dog. Once he comes
Yeah, he
back,
is still gross.
he's just gonna do his thing. My stock down's another MLB team. I got the Atlanta Braves, and I'll explain my reasoning why. And the Braves are kind of like the Orioles, right? We have high expectations of them.
Yep.
They've made the
Yep.
playoffs how many years in a row now? Like 6 or
Probably
like,
6,
A lot,
yes.
yeah.
like
Since
a-
2019. at
Yeah,
least.
they've been rolling, and they still have a stud roster. Mine specifically due to yesterday's performance. Yesterday, they took on the Colorado Rockies, the worst team in the MLB. Grant Holmes pitched for the Atlanta Braves. Grant Holmes had 15 strikeouts.
Oh, wow.
Really, really good. The Braves lost to the Rockies 10-1.
Oh, wow.
I don't know how you.
Wow.
Man, I mean, I guess strikeouts isn't all
How
that
many
matters.
earned runs
'cause-
did Holmes have?
He let up one.
One earned
Oh,
run.
wow.
I don't know how.
One earned run.
He won.
One earned run and they lose 10-1.
So they give up 9 runs.
Yeah, so a pitcher has 15 strikeouts. They lost 10-1. In the postgame, he was like, I mean, it was a fun performance. I had a fun time, but stuff
Yeah, like
happens,
this-
I
his
guess.
Were
stats
we in
aren't
the bullpen
affected.
yesterday? Like, what happened there?
No idea. No, I couldn't tell you what happened, but I was
Man.
just stunned when I heard about that. Matt Olson has been unbelievable. He's leading the team in home runs, RBIs average, and they're all like good averages. Hitting like 280, 15 home runs. He's batting pretty similar to Devers, but with a better average and a little bit less home runs and RBIs. Marcell Ozuna and Austin Riley both have double-digit home runs. They're still performing, but their record is still, I think, 31-39. And they're just above the Nationals because the Nationals are 1-9 in their last 10. If it weren't for the Nationals being that terrible, they'd be second to last in their division.
They have some guys that are being like really subpar right now. Like in particular, I think Ozzy and Michael Harris. Is he Michael Harris the second? I think.
Yeah.
Both of them have been really bad. Michael Harris couldn't hit a beach ball with a pool noodle right now.
No.
And then Ozzy, I don't know if he's doing anything right at the moment. I think Ozzy's coming back from injury though, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he is. And how is Acuna doing since he's been back?
I don't think Acuna's done much.
Yeah.
He's
hit a couple homers.
He's had a couple homers, but nowhere near where he used to
His
be.
speed's
Yeah.
not
Well,
where
obviously, I mean, it
his
makes
speed's
sense.
not where it was at either.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if
I'm not-
Sale's up to what he was doing last year.
Yeah.
I don't think
Sale's been getting rocked this year, dude.
But, so yeah, the Braves, considering the expectations they had and just the utter disappointment and terrible, pitiful performance they had yesterday, they just spoiled Grant Holmes' performance. Braves got to be my stock down. And I don't see them making the playoffs, and I see them being really disappointing. I think they're going to blow it up this offseason.
Yeah.
This winter.
Really? Like everybody, like Olsen, Acuna.
Maybe
I
not
think
the
it's a
whole
good-
thing, but
like at least
if you have them, you're not doing anything. I do something with it. Get some value back.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So yeah, Braves are my stock down. I think we're gonna see them fall now. So that's all for summarizing right now. Now we got some games to play. Let's head to final roster. Welcome to final roster now, boys. I will give the first start bench cut today. I think I have a good one. So my start bench cut is the greatest teams to never win.
Okay.
So we have the 2023 Boston Bruins, the 2016 Golden State Warriors, and the 2007 New England Patriots. The 2023 Bruins led the NHL history with most points in the regular season.
This is so hard.
The 2016 Warriors led NBA history, winning 73 games, losing 9, more than MJ's Bulls. And the 2007 Patriots went undefeated up until the Super Bowl and lost. All three of them had the greatest regular season ever. 2 of them lost in the finals. The Bruins lost in the first round. So
This is tough.
Yeah,
we got to do some thinking here because this is
This
a
really
tough one. This is a tough one.
Wow.
I think I have mine.
All right. Let's hear
Well,
yours
no,
first.
I don't have mine. I have my start. I'm starting the Patriots.
I agree
Really?
with that. I have.
No one was more dominant in
Yeah.
any sport than the Patriots.
I was gonna start the Warriors
That's a valid start too, though.
because they won every other year in that mix, right?
Yeah,
They
that was
won,
the one
4
time they
straight years
lost. They were
besides
supposed
that.
to four-peat besides
Yeah.
that, so that's a
So that's why
a
I'm
good
picking
point.
them.
I'm
That's
so
dominant.
That's a good
confused on
point.
the Warriors though, because I feel like the Warriors had to play the best opponent out of each of them, so they had like the highest odds to lose, even though they were up 3-1. Like they had to play LeBron James at the peak of his career.
Yeah,
Like
They did.
There's never been like,
which is insane.
even though Miami LeBron was the most dominant LeBron I've ever seen, there's never been a more locked in LeBron James than
The
that
Cavaliers.
era of Cleveland.
Yeah.
The Warriors are
second
still
one
a
in
better
Cleveland.
team, though.
They were still
They
the better.
still
They
should've.
were still the better team. Don't get me wrong.
I mean, he made a good point where the fact that they should have four-peated
Yeah.
and they didn't
Is
win
dom-
that year,
that's
you
dominance
got to
there.
add that
Yeah,
to their resume.
yeah,
though.
it's not just about that one year. It's that whole
but then
span.
you got the Bruins too. Like,
I know.
But then you got the 07 Patriots, who would win an average NFL game by 40. Randy Moss and Tom Brady, both in arguably in their prime.
feel
Brady
like
definitely. Moss,
that blew
Moss
it off of
probably.
what now is an illegal catch. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm cutting the Bruins here.
this is really close.
As much as they were good,
This is- this
losing
is-
in the first round is
Yeah,
you have to be.
That's
good.
why
I
I
have to cut them just off of that.
Just off of
'cause,
that,
you
but-
have the best
you were up
record,
3-1 too.
and you're up 3-1, and you sell that.
That's why I have to cut them. But what was their
Like-
actual record? Wasn't it like 64 and then like 11 or something
It's
like
64, like 12,
that? And then a couple
2.
OT losses. Yeah, like something insane.
And the fact that. Oh wait, well, I forget what I was gonna say.
You're good. We'll cut it.
You're good.
Um,
But dude, like the Patriots.
fact
Oh
that-
yeah, the fact that they're losing to the Panthers, who got into the playoffs 2 days before the season ended.
That's true.
They were
yeah.
relying on Pittsburgh to lose a game. The Pittsburgh lost the game by 1, so they got in, and then they ended up going to the Stanley Cup final. And
Not only
you
that, the
lose to them.
Bruins blew a 3-1 lead.
Yeah,
to
the
them.
Bruins made them let them go,
Oh my God, this is.
and Marchand had the breakaway. But I'm not going to talk
But,
about this. Is
you
enough.
know,
yeah.
yeah.
This is enough Boston rant.
That's enough Boston rant.
I think I'd have to go 07 Patriots, start 07 Patriots, bench the Warriors, and cut the Bruins.
I think that's what I'm gonna do too. But
I'm just going to swap the Patriots Warriors. I'm
So you'd
starting
start the Warriors?
bench Patriots, cut Bruins.
I think cutting the Bruins is fair here, even though it's so tough. I think if the Bruins would have made the finals and lost, this would have been impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or,
I-
or even if they beat the Panthers and then lost, like a second round, like that's still like so tough.
I still can't believe none of these teams won.
One, yeah.
How did the 07 Patriots not win the Super Bowl? I don't understand how
Off
they
of
lost.
literal Eli Manning devil magic.
I seriously
There's no
can't
other
believe that
explanation.
happened.
Like that was like Eli Manning was like praising the devil, like doing rituals and all this crap, just so that helmet catch could happen. Because he should have been sacked like 3 times. Also,
The helmet catch wasn't 07. That
It
was
wasn't?
the,
Oh, it was the other
that was
one? Oh.
11. This was the one where I think it was like what's his name Manningham had like the
Mario
sideline catch. I think
Manningham,
that
yeah.
was this one. I could be wrong. I think it was Manningham first, and the helmet catch was 2011.
still terrible, regardless.
Both,
But that was
both of them were.
that was a
just
really good
awful.
start bench cut, but it kind of stinks because I have a very similar one. It's best Bruins team, and
Okay.
like of recent, like since the 2000 or
All right,
2000s.
So let's
Yeah.
hear yours.
And this is not about final result. This is just strictly the best team. We got 2011, 2019, 2023.
I mean, I'm
Strictly
starting 2011 right away just because they won it.
Yeah.
Tim Thomas was in his bag.
But if the 2023 Bruins play the 2011 Bruins in a game, who wins?
That's the thing, yeah.
I mean, yeah, like the 2023 Bruins would beat them.
Like, what team was better?
Yeah, but the 2011
and
Bruins got it done.
I think the
that's
20
that's what I care about. If you
I-
get the job done, you start, and they got the job done. So
Yeah.
2011 is gonna start for me.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like the 2019
Dude, the 2019 team was
the
so
was
good.
so good because of the Marchand, Bergeron, Pasternak line that played together. Like I feel like
Yeah.
2023 they didn't play together as much.
The 2019 team had so much chemistry.
Yeah.
So much chemistry.
And they
To be
had-
fair,
they were the most
Bergeron
fun
was-
team, too.
Bergeron was on like his last leg in 2023 too.
Yeah.
I can't believe the
And
2019
Krug,
team lost in
Krug
Game
with
7.
in 2019 was
Torrey Krug
unbelievable.
was back on the team. Yep.
Man, but
And that was when we had
See, that's
Rask.
why it's like I don't know.
all three
tough.
different tendies too. Tim Thomas,
Yeah.
Tuukka Rask, and
yeah. then
And
we had-
Swayman,
we had-
Ullmark.
We have 4.
Swayman,
Yeah,
Ullmark.
Swayman,
Swayman,
and Ullmark.
Ullmark. But Ullmark played more in 2023 for sure.
Yeah, he was there. the
Ullmark
GOAT.
was the guy back
Yeah.
then. I think. Oh my goodness, this
Yeah.
is so tough.
Yeah, I'm starting 2011. Don't get me wrong.
Like I know they won, but like
Even though I
I just feel like
I feel like
2019
I-
and 2023 were better teams.
I think I
Even
might
though
cut
they
2011, dude.
no, I'm not cutting 2011.
I know it's strictly because they won
my
and stuff,
God,
and
they
they
got
were
the- they got
they
the
were
job
so
done.
gross.
You
And
gotta
Tim
start
Thomas
it.
was honestly the best goalie out of the 4, I think. But
Easily. Tim Thomas in that whole 2011
Dude,
Stanley
he
Cup,
carried
he
some
was
games.
on fire. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go.
But dude, like
Even
Bergie
though
and Marchand were still good in 2011, and we
No,
had
that's
Chara,
their start
Even
of
though
their chemistry.
2023 put
But
up
also-
the best stats, I think they're getting cut again.
Tyler Sagan in 2011. dude.
Yeah, that's
Absolute-
oh my
absolute
God.
animal.
You can't make it tough.
I gotta start 2011.
Thank you.
I gotta
Well,
start.
welcome to the
2011.
wagon.
I
gotta
think I'm gonna
start-
bench
I'm glad to have you.
2011.
I think I'm gonna.
But it makes it harder because now I have to cut or start.
I'm gonna go start 2011, bench 2019, cut 2023. I know 2023 was the best. Like
I can't cut
Yeah.
2023.
they were the best statistical team,
that's yeah.
but 2019 made it to games. They made it to the final game of the season.
And the
Yeah.
2019 team should have won. They were
They
better
were-
than the
they-
Blues.
yeah, they were better.
significantly better than the
The
Blues.
Blues
So much
strictly
so.
won because of their physicality.
I also literally might cut 2023.
I might.
That was
too.
Tuukka's chance. Too,
I think I'm
man.
gonna start 2019, bench 2011, cut 23.
I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm rolling with Teeps. I'm starting 2011, benching
Welcome to the-
2019. I'm
welcome
gonna
to the club,
cut
man.
20. I
gotta
can't
do it.
believe
Welcome
we
to
all
the club.
cut the best team in
Oh,
NHL
dude.
history.
I mean, when they disappoint you like that, you gotta cut them.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
goodness,
now-
that
That's
is
true, that's
so-
true.
it's valid, but they had 135 points.
Yeah, but like
That's
I think
like
on
infallible.
paper, 2019 beats those two teams. On paper, strictly
Yeah,
on paper,
like-
in a regular season
yeah.
game.
Yeah, in a regular season game.
But
Dude,
2011.
When the lights are bright, though,
Yeah, 2011.
23 's gonna blow it.
2019 versus 2011 is so tough.
That'd be really,
Yeah.
that'd be a good.
Like,
that'd be
in a
series.
playoff matchup, that's tight, but I feel like 2019 in a regular season matchup beats them. I think they're just a
agree.
better team
The
overall.
2011 team was more
But the
gritty.
more gritty playoff,
Yeah.
and then Tim Thomas shining in bright lights.
2019 was so fun to watch, man.
I
Like
know.
the Marshy Bergeron.
Yeah, passing
Oh my
that connection.
god, that
oh
was
my
so
gosh.
much fun.
And then you had like Krejci in the back lines with like all the fourth
We
liners.
still had
scoring
Chara
goals.
there too.
Yeah.
Rask was there.
All right, I'm gonna dig you guys out of your Bruins depression here with my final roster. Ours is gonna be start bench cut of player rentals. Player rental, if you guys don't know what that is, it's like when you trade for a guy on an expiring contract, and then they leave you the next season and break your heart. So mine is gonna be Red Sox Kyle Schwarber, Yankees Juan Soto, and Raptors Kawhi Leonard. I think the start here is pretty obvious. It's the bench and the cut that are gonna be difficult. I feel like the start. My
I
start's
think-
gonna be Raptors Kawhi.
Unbiasedly, I think I might. Well, yeah, I'm starting Raptors Kawhi.
Yeah, Raptors Kawhi is the only
100%.
one that won a championship for these
Yeah.
teams.
And he also went through a gauntlet. He defeated Giannis.
Yeah.
No, he so it started off with I forget who they played in the first round. I think they just destroyed whoever they played.
smacked
They
bang.
beat Joel Embiid and the Sixers, who probably would have won the finals that year if they didn't lose to the Raptors in 7. It was the dagger.
The dagger.
They beat Giannis when he was just starting his prime. That was when Giannis was just becoming Giannis. He was Giannis
This was
at that
his
point.
first MVP this year.
Yeah, Giannis won MVP that year, and then they took down the Warriors dynasty. The Warriors made the finals for the 5th straight year and lost to the Raptors, and then
I
the
think
Warriors
strictly because of that.
didn't make it
honestly.
again until
To
2022.
be fair,
And they cut it off.
To be
They
fair,
cut off the
Clay
dynasty.
like towards ACL, and KD got hurt like halfway through. But
Clay tore his ACL in the final game. That's invalid.
yeah, oh
It
yeah,
doesn't
yeah, that's
matter.
right, that's right, that's right.
The
But
KD one- the KD one is
one's
true.
valid, though.
The KD one
KD
is
tore his
true,
Achilles, though.
but the Warriors didn't even take him to 7.
Yeah,
And the Raptors
six and-
clinched
the
it
6
at
and
Golden
6.
State. So
I-
Kawhi has to be 1.
Yeah,
I think I'm taking your word for it because like I remember that run because I remember them winning,
Yeah.
but I'm still not as informed, and I'm just gonna take your guys' word for it for that. So starting Kawhi is like
he's the only one out of these 3 that actually got the job done.
yeah, exactly.
Soto versus Schwarber is actually
Schwarber
kind
and
of tough.
Schwarber and the
It
Sox
is.
got to the ALCS, and Soto and the Yankees got to the World Series, but they got
But they had
beat
a
down.
horrible
They got
Yankees.
beat down by the Dodgers.
The thing with both of them is
And I don't think
Neither of them-
Soto didn't play that great in the World
neither
Series
of them got them there.
Yeah, neither of
think
them
Schw-
were the guy.
Soto legit got them to the World Series, though, if you think about it. Hit the home run against Cleveland
Yeah,
to give them the lead.
That's fair. No, Soto had a better performance, I'd say. Well, he had more impact than Schwarber.
I think I'm
did.
just gonna. I think I'm
Sch-
just gonna
but
bench.
The thing is, Schwarber had he had 2 Grand Slams, right?
Yeah.
So Schwarber like played a huge role.
Oh, that's so
Well,
tough, dude.
that's-
that is
Because like neither of them were
Soto
like
and
that
Schwarber's tough.
great, but they were also very solid.
Well, Soto has a better rep than Schwarber, 100%.
Soto has a better-
but
Soto has
if
a
you
better
really break
moment.
it down, you break down their performances. Soto last year, Schwarber 3 years ago.
21.
That's
I think Schwarber wins.
That's tough.
It's really tough
I think Schwarber wins altogether.
because I think Schwarber had more home runs in a shorter time span too, right?
He did, but Soto had a much better regular season than Schwarber did.
Yeah, I'm looking at it more from a because they had Soto for the entire year, so you can't really base it off. If you base it off that, it's Soto
No, that's
because
true.
they got Schwarber at the deadline.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So I'm looking at this more from the postseason perspective.
and the Red
Which is
Sox never,
Schwarber.
the Red Sox never should have got to where they got. They should have been a wild
Yeah.
card exit.
Yeah,
They weren't even supposed to make it to the ALDS, let alone the conference.
Lit up the Yankees.
Championship.
absolutely destroyed the Yankees in the wild card. ALDS, not destroyed. It was a good series. With
It was
the
a good
Rays,
series.
with the Rays. And then obviously you just had to run into who would eventually be the champs.
We weren't supposed to win. The Astros were
They did.
so
They
much
were
better.
the champs that year, right? In 2021.
No,
Was the Astros?
Braves.
No, Braves. Yeah, yeah.
Braves, yes.
The
But
Astros,
they
won
still-
the Astros won the following
They
year.
won the following
but
year,
they
yeah.
were still the best team in baseball. Actually, the Braves were good. It doesn't
No, the
matter.
Braves were the best
Astros
team
were
by
meant
far,
to
but
destroy
still.
us. The Astros
Yeah.
were meant because it was the year after when they got what's his name, Jordan Alvarez.
Yeah.
They did not have him in 2021.
You know,
right?
you know who would have ended up with Jordan if he never got traded?
Who's that?
The Dodgers. Can you imagine that?
Don't even say that. Don't even say that. I'm sorry. I will not be hopping on the Dodgers bandwagon with you. The Dodgers are too good. I'm hopping on. I'm on the
just saying,
Mookie.
I'm saying, could you
bandwagon.
imagine that if they never traded Jordan?
The Dodgers would
How
have
good
like
that
would be?
130 wins in a season. That wouldn't even.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
actually terrible to think about.
I think just off of postseason.
I'm
because
benching Soto. I'm cutting Schwarber.
it's so-
No, I'm
it's so
benching.
tough.
I'm benching
I'm
Schwarber.
benching
I'm
Soto.
cutting
I'm
Soto.
I'm going with
Schwarber.
Jack here. I think I'm going to bench
I'm cutting
Schwarber and cut
Soto.
Soto. Because
Yeah.
Soto had the better. Because I'm going it just off of playoffs.
Yeah.
Because you can't base it off regular season because Soto was there longer.
No, you're right. I
But
mean,
I think you gotta start Kawhi, obviously.
Yeah.
Schwarber, I think, gets benched because Schwarber I think he had more RBIs in that postseason. And then I gotta go cut Soto, even though Soto had the better moment.
Based on playoff performance, it's got to be Schwarber. But again, Soto had the better moment. They got to the World Series, and I think Soto was just a better player at his time than Schwarber is. That's why I'm still gonna go with Soto. But
pick.
that
Schwarber,
was tough.
Schwarber
that
did more for the team.
I think those were.
And Schwarber embraced the fans.
He definitely did. Yeah. I mean,
and then
everyone embraced.
Soto backstabbed them.
Yeah.
Even though that doesn't have anything to do with this.
It's that's what you think about. But I think those were three very good.
Final rosters. Final rosters.
Final roster might have to become an everyday thing. Yeah.
Final roster is a fun one. So that's gonna do it for final roster. Now it's time to head to Wheel of Takes.
There you go.
Hello and welcome to Wheel of Takes. No physical wheel. We got virtual wheel.
It's on the way.
Amazon is slow.
Amazon is not zoning at the moment. It's just Amazon.
They don't have the drones
It's
yet.
not speeding.
So Tyler, as always, we will start with you.
All right, here we go.
So your take is going to be about the NFL.
Yes.
I think it's the first time we've had the NFL on Wheel of Takes.
All right, I have my take right away, actually.
All right, let's
I
hear
should
it.
have said this a while ago for coaching the hot seat. My take is Zach Taylor will get fired at the end of this season. He should. He will. He sucks. He's part of the reason that they lost, other than the coaching. I think Zach Taylor's going to get fired.
Better.
They need to sell the team. Zach Taylor is problem number 2, other than
everything needs to change in Cincinnati, dude. The Bengals
need to
have
keep-
such a good team.
You need to keep 4 things in Cincinnati. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Chase
Higgins,
Brown.
and
Everyone else,
fifth, Trey
Get out.
Henderson.
yes, but we don't know if he's going to stay yet. We do not know if he's going
At
to
this
stay.
point, he's going to. At this point, he would have left in March during free agency.
Yeah, they still haven't paid him. Yeah, you got to keep him too, sack leader. But yeah, those 5 guys stay.
Well, you need someone on your defense. They have the worst secondary in football.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone get out. Rebuild
Everyone
the
else
defense.
needs to leave. Yeah.
Everyone leave. Someone.
Everyone leave. Sell the team. Fire Zach Taylor. But the thing is, I think the Bengals are going to be better this year than they were last year.
You have to. You went 9-8 and missed the playoffs when your team averaged 30 points a game.
They led the league in points. Burrow was
wide receiver 1 in
second
fantasy.
in passing yards. Jamar Chase was first in receiving yards.
Wide receiver 1 in fantasy. QB 2 in fantasy.
Yep.
One of the best receiving backs in all of fantasy as well. And you go 9-8.
It's absurd because their defense let up how many points a game? Like 32.
Yep.
And you're playing in a division which has gotten worse. You need to capitalize on it. The Steelers and the Browns are not playoff teams.
No. The
Mike
Steelers,
Tomlin's playoff run comes to an end this year. They're not making the playoffs. The
Especially not with
Bengals
Aaron
have
Rodgers.
to be one of the wild card teams because obviously the Ravens are going to take the AFC North. Bengals got to capitalize.
I mean, yeah. So
Yeah.
there's my there's my take right there. Zach Taylor.
literally just
see you bye.
Literally, the Bengals felt like they just disappeared. Like
They did,
They
like-
were literally like the face of. the
I think
NFL for a little
Joe
bit,
and
yeah.
Jamar can still be that. They just need a better supporting crew around them.
They were
Or
just
else-
in the Super Bowl
Yeah.
like 4 years ago.
Yeah, that's
is
what I
you're
mean,
saying.
yeah.
We need to have Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase in the postseason. It just has to happen. And then
Brings in viewers.
the defense just won't allow that to happen. And now you might not even have a first round pick on your defense because you want to steal all of his money if he gets
Because
injured.
they want to steal all of his money. Oh my God, their front office is painful.
It's terrible. You got to sell the team. This is worse than Dan Snyder.
The thing is,
Actually,
though, if the
no.
Bengals make the playoffs, go far, what are the odds they fire Zach Taylor? I hope they do.
I really
Well,
hope
if the
they do.
Bengals have another, if they get back to where they were, do you think they still fire Zach Taylor? Or do you think it requires the Bengals to have an atrocious season? Like, does it require,
I think
hopefully not, but someone that benefits their team gets hurt and they just have a bad season? They just, tank this year, get Taylor out of there and just restart.
I mean, I think that would have to be it. And that would suck for me because I want to draft Jamar in fantasy again just because I love him. But I think you're right there, Andrew. That has to be what needs to happen.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. I think the way Zach Taylor gets fired, the Bengals make the playoffs and just maybe get a home wildcard game and just blow it to someone who they should beat, like
Yeah.
what the Knicks did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. But
So,
I think it'd be a different scenario because Tibbs was actually not that bad.
yeah, no, Tibbs wasn't
Taylor's
bad.
awful.
Taylor's
Taylor's
just terrible.
genuinely awful.
Yeah, no, but that was the Knicks way of firing him. That should be the Bengals way of firing him, too. You get to the wild card, you play like the Patriots in the wild card. Patriots go to Cincinnati, win.
Yeah, but I mean, they have Drake May. So Drake May is just automatically going to destroy them.
Wait, so
Hopefully.
what's his name again?
Zach Taylor.
Taylor. So this is a head coach, right?
Yes.
That's like the different thing about the NFL where it comes to the NHL is the NHL they fire coaches all the time and they're usually the scapegoats. They're not the problem.
In the NFL, I feel like
most-
the coach is way more the problem, other than Robert Saleh. Robert Saleh wasn't the problem because Robert Saleh ran the defense.
People
But they
don't
just kept Hackett
understand.
there.
People don't understand how much of a big deal coaching is in the NFL.
Yeah,
in,
like
in
that's
other
like the
leagues,
different thing with how I'm understanding like now is like the NHL is just not like that, but the NFL I can see
NHL relies
the
a lot
coach.
more on players
management and players. Yeah,
Like,
than coaching.
Jack, one offense that's going to be a lot worse this year is going to be the Lions. Because their
Ben
offensive
Johnson's
coordinator,
gone.
Ben Johnson, went to the Chicago Bears as head coach now. And he was the guy drawing up like the flea flicker plays and stuff
Yeah.
like that, like the fake fumble.
yeah.
So they're going to be a lot worse too, but that's
a
topic
different
for
story.
We're all
topic for
going to
another
learn
day.
how much coaching matters with the Bengals this year, and we're
Yeah.
going to see it in teams like the Patriots with Mike Vrabel. I think the Patriots are going to stun people
Yeah.
that are not expecting them because we're going to learn really how much coaching matters in the NFL this year.
If Mike Vrabel was able to get one of the worst franchises in the history of sports
That's what I mean.
to the AFC
AFC
Championship,
Championship. Almost the Super Bowl. They were winning.
One win away from the Super Bowl. With the Titans, imagine what he's going to do with the Patriots.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So,
Like
yeah.
with a supporting cast of fans behind his back, which Tennessee doesn't have. Like the Patriots, like they have a winning mentality. They want to win.
Yeah.
But yeah, my take on the wheel, Zach Taylor fired at the end of next season.
I love it. I sure hope that happens because even though none of us are Bengals fans, as NFL fans, we
I
want to
call
see
myself honorary.
we want to see
Yeah.
more Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase beyond Week 18.
Yes.
100%. So
We want to see
Jack?
We don't want to see Joe Burrow and
All
Jamar
right,
Chase Week
let's-
18. Let's be honest. We want them to be
yeah,
in
we
the playoffs.
want to see them.
chilling.
We want to see them Week 17.
Yes.
And then that's it. All right. So now Jack, here's your take. Most overrated. So give a
can
take
be
on
any-
someone who
any
you
sport.
think is overrated. Any sport, any
probably
player,
gonna
any
go
coach.
hockey here, obviously.
Yep.
'cause, you
No.
know.
Go ahead.
And this can be any team. Like
Team, player, coach, anything.
most overrated player, I'm going from a hockey standpoint because that's sport I'm all about, is Connor Hellebuck. And this is strictly playoff based. He's a great regular season goalie. He carries the Jets every year to be a good team. And then this year, this is the first time they've won the President's Trophy, which is the best team in the entire league. He just crumbles in the playoffs. I mean, you saw it with the Blues series. He's good at home. He is great when the fans are behind him. But when he goes away, he lost to the Blues 7-2, 5-1, I think 5-1 again in the 3 games that were in St. Louis.
Damn.
And then almost lost in Game 7, which is the game you have to win at home, Game 7 at home. They were down 3-1, and then the Jets ended up saving him in the last 2 minutes of play and then winning in overtime.
I do remember
But
that. Yes.
and then they got killed by the Stars the next series, and he let Mikko Rantanen go on a tear.
Rantanen
Um,
would have won the Conn Smythe if the Stars.
Yeah.
Easily.
Even if the Stars made the finals, I think Rantanen wins the Conn Smythe.
Yeah.
Even if they lost.
Because he would have kept his stats going too.
Yeah.
In the series, regardless.
So I'm kind of with you on this, but kind of not. I'm
Yeah.
with you in the sense that
I mean, it's a hot take. It is a hot take.
he
He's
won
a good goalie.
he won the MVP, which debatable on if he deserved or not. Definitely
Yeah.
deserved the Vezina.
He does, yeah, the Vezina,
He definitely crumbled in the playoffs, but his regular season stats are stupid.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's like he's such a good regular season goalie, but you have to carry it.
I was gonna say, but the problem is he's only good in
I mean,
the regular season.
Yeah, and I feel like this happens with a lot of players, and like we've been talking about, like the clutchness and do you need in
Yeah.
playoffs
Let's
to become a good.
let up 2 goals a game in the regular season with 93%
Yeah.
save percentage.
But he had
in the
3
playoffs, it was 3 goals on average and 86%.
86 save percentage, which is or 866 save percentage.
But
which
would you
is
call him
horrible.
one of the most overrated players in the league?
For playoffs? Yes. If I'm going strictly playoff base, he's so overrated.
So like, does a goalie win the Hart Trophy often, or is it
No,
normally
no,
like-
that's
it's
rare.
normally like a forward, right?
It's normally a forward who scores a bunch of points, or it's rare for a defenseman to get it, but yeah.
Because like
And-
last year it was Connor McDavid. I'm
Yeah.
assuming, right?
And
And
we
then, or
know-
last year was McKinnon. The year before, McDavid won 2 years in a row.
And we know about his story that has recently happened with him and his family. How
Yeah.
much of an impact does that have on the MVP trophy?
I
Do you
don't
think
think
that
it
honestly
has
goes
that much
into
of an
him
impact, and I
being
don't think-
overrated?
I
Do you
don't
think he
think it should.
deserved the MVP?
It shouldn't, and I don't know how many people actually know about that. Obviously, I think the office knows about that, but like my dad only knows about it because he has some sort of not relationship, but like he knows somebody who's.
So I need a little bit
Yeah,
of
something
context
like
on
that.
that. What's like the whole?
Oh yeah, so
situation?
his wife's sister died of cancer during the playoffs,
Oh okay.
but that doesn't excuse for the fact that
He played terrible.
he played terrible and he's been playing terrible.
He's
Like,
been playing.
last
It's
year-
not new.
yeah, like last year
okay.
they won the pennant for the Western Conference, they lost to the Colorado Avalanche, who was a wild card in 5 games.
Like let's compare this here.
That's Bruins level choke.
This year,
exactly.
This year's playoffs, his goals on average is 3.08. Last in his career overall, it's still 2.9.
Which
so
is that's
really not
consistent
much
bad.
less.
Yeah.
And his goal percentage is up 3% in his career average compared to overall. So really, this playoffs wasn't much different for him.
Exactly. That's
He's
what I'm
been
talking
doing
about.
this, and the Jets have been choking in the playoffs,
Yeah.
and they have the best home ice advantage in the league.
Yeah,
so
they do.
really
Especially in the
shouldn't be
playoffs, the
doing it.
whiteout, like that makes sense that he's doing better at home. But
yeah, the story keeps going though. Just beyond his sister, right?
oh no, his wife. Well, his wife's family in general has a history of like cancer patient, like that specific cancer that like they died from. So he's he was also nervous about his wife that she had to go into testing to test for the cancer, which is also like that hits hard.
That is very scary.
That hits home, and that's obviously like I feel for him.
So it's like huge praise for the whole family, everyone that's
During the playoffs,
dealing with
too.
it right now. Yeah.
But you know the stats don't lie.
Stats still aren't great. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't think that you called the most recent MVP overrated, but
Yeah.
you had the
It's
facts.
a hot take,
You had the
and-
facts to back it up, though,
Yeah.
so I kind of agree with you on
No,
this.
the facts speak to it. Regular season player can't get the job done.
Yeah.
We'll see if the Jets do it next year, because I'm pretty sure they're going to be running it back, right? I don't think
They'll
many
be
people are leaving.
good. I mean, Kyle Connor he's gross, but
Yeah, he does his
we
thing.
don't have to talk about that.
All right,
So-
now we've got mine, and mine is free agency.
Ooh, that's right up your alley.
So this one should be fun. Let's see here. Good. So for my free agency selection, we're gonna head over to the NBA. We're gonna go with Julius Randle, right? Stud power forward for.
He is on an expiring deal.
He
I
is.
forgot about that.
Stud forward for the Timberwolves. I don't think he's going to stay a Timberwolf. So as we know, there's Kevin Durant trade rumors, and we've heard rumors from Tyler this morning that Durant might be a Timberwolf. I'm not saying Randall's going to be involved in a trade. That's not the topic I was given. I don't think Randall's involved with the trade. I think before the trade happens, Randall is going to sign with the Miami Heat.
Really? I thought you were about to go and say he signs with Phoenix.
No,
personally.
he's not going to sign with his team, but I'm saying he knows that Minnesota's doing something shady with Durant, and Durant would take Randall's spot. I think Randall goes down to the Heat, who are currently in desperate need of power forwards. They have Adebayo at the center. They don't have any power forwards. Who's their current power forward? Is it like Jovic, Nikola Jovic?
Yeah.
Randall would fit in perfectly with the Heat there. Heat need another guy who can score, need another big man. I think Randall signs with the Heat because who also doesn't want to go to Miami? Who doesn't want the Miami market, the Miami weather, the fame you'll get in Miami, especially compared to Minnesota?
Yeah.
I think if I'm Randall, I think if Randall's Randall, I think Randall goes to Miami.
Randall's Randall.
I think Julius Randall goes to the Heat.
Hopefully Pat Riley throws him a bag, because Pat Riley has not been like the smartest like president of a team lately.
There's a lot of bad owners out there.
But dude, Pat Riley has just been consistently trash.
I hate Pat Riley so
But in-
much. I hate everything about the Heat. I hate Spoelstra. I hate Pat Riley.
I don't mind Spoelstra. I think Spoelstra's a good coach.
He's a good coach,
But
but
let
his
Jimmy
the look on his
walk.
face annoys me.
Let Jimmy walk for literally nothing.
Yeah, that was bad.
That was really bad.
But yeah, like it's almost kind of like a Jimmy Butler replacement in getting Randall. Not a Jimmy
Not
Butler
even
replacement.
close.
Like, not really-
even close. That is your worst take you've ever had.
Listen. Like the late Jimmy Butler years, like when the Heat sucked. I'm not talking about 2020.
I was about to say he is nowhere near.
I'm not
as
talking
clutch
about
as
the
Jimmy
bubble.
Butler.
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about when he left. Butler's kind of useless now. He doesn't
Well,
do
yeah.
much. That's what I mean.
It's maybe because he was doing his, everything he does when he's leaving a team. He just sits out.
That's what I mean. I'm talking about like when Butler was supposed to leave, they had to get rid of him because he was being annoying. So Randall's gonna take his place and he'll put up points. He'll get stuff done for the
Bless
Heat.
you.
Bless you. Bless you.
I was about to say, if you were saying that Randall.
I'm not talking. No,
like
I'm not.
2023 and 2020, Jimmy. I was about to say. Dude, get
anything
out.
before 2024 is
All right,
not
yeah.
in play because
Okay.
obviously you can't recreate that. Randall's older, Butler's older. I'm talking about when they got rid of Butler, Randall's in place for him.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. Yeah.
So yeah, Nikola Jovic, not a good starting power forward. He averaged like 9 points, couple rebounds. You need Randall in there.
All right, I like it. I didn't think Randall was going to stay regardless, just because of these KD rumors.
Yeah.
I
what
definitely
I
think
think
he's
so,
going to
too.
wait though, until KD is traded to wherever he's traded.
And then
to
he'll sign.
'Cause if they don't get KD, but even though it's looking a lot like they're going to get KD, if they don't get KD, I think he'll stay because he was able to beat the playoff choker allegations in Minnesota.
I mean, yeah.
But yeah,
I don't know what else to say.
so yeah, you think Randall's going to go to Miami?
Yeah, Rendell will be a Heat by July 7th.
All right.
Ooh, so we got a hot take there.
Lock it
July
in. July 7th.
July 7th, Julius Randle
Book
signs
it.
with the Miami Heat.
All right. You heard it here first.
Watch,
So
watch.
I was Will
watch.
Take. Now it's time for everybody's favorite segment, On the Clock.
Welcome to On the Clock, everyone's favorite segment. And for today, these boys granted me the opportunity to pick the category, and I chose the best score bugs of all time.
Great topic.
So we also
Great
gave Jack
topic.
the number one pick, even though he decided the category because he's our guest today.
He's our guest, so he gets the number one pick.
So the
And
number
it's
one
gonna be a
pick.
snake draft
Ooh.
again.
We're going to go with the late 2010s NBC NHL scoreboard.
I love it.
Well,
That's a valid
good
pick.
Good pick right there. It doesn't get much better than that. 2010s
I can
period
show it to you guys just so you can see it.
was just 2010s overall was just so good.
That was on the NHL games, NHL 17, 18.
Yep,
That was the
yeah,
scoreboard on
they
the
made
games
it
It was
on
the
the
too.
most
games, too.
animated. You know, when you got colors popping in the
That's
scoreboard,
my
it works really
categories,
well.
or not in my
The
how do you wanna say-
criteria?
Yeah, criteria. I love color and I love logos, and the colors need to pop, and
Exactly.
it's simplicity as well.
The colors pop. You
Right.
see the logo. You got even the initials of the teams, and the font is clean.
Yeah,
The font's
it's
clean.
nice.
They know how to do it. NBC makes elite
Yeah,
scoreboards.
of all
Tyler,
sports, NBC is very good. There.
Tyler, you have the 102.
All right, I'm going to throw a curveball at you guys. I had you guys thinking I was going to go one way earlier. I'm going to switch it. Second overall, I'm going to take MLB on Fox, the one that has like the base pass on there. I
Is it
believe
this
Jack
one?
actually
Yeah,
has-
right
Jack
there.
has it on his
From the Red
story.
Sox, yes, from the Red
Dude,
Sox
that one's so
2021
good,
run. That's
dude.
a good
That's a
pick.
They
very
still
good
use
pick.
it. I
Yep,
think the way
I-
that they do the base pass is so sick.
Yeah.
So yeah, give me MLB on Fox with the second pick in the
I
a
didn't.
very
I
good
was gonna
pick.
take that. I did not expect it to drop to 103, and I hope that Fox just continues to use that because it's just
Never change it.
unbelievable scoreboard. So for my first pick, this is a mix of nostalgia and a mix of I think it's just amazing. I'm gonna go with ESPN college football scoreboards from the mid 2010s during the Bama Clemson era. I'll show
Oh,
you
yeah,
it right
can
now.
see it.
Yeah, those are all good.
This one,
Elite.
one of the
Ooh,
best,
I like
one of
it.
the best
Thing-
scoreboards ever.
Things I love are when it doesn't take up a lot of the screen.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
true.
it's on the mini. It's on the mini side of the screen. Whenever there would be a touchdown, it would go through all 6 numbers really quickly. It was such a good animation.
Ooh, that's really
The colors
cool.
pop. It shows the logos. When it's in season, it has their records on the top corner. It has everything
Yeah.
you need.
So you're gonna
That's
see
everything you
that's
need.
gonna be like a common theme on mine as well, with like smaller scoreboards that don't take up as much space.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
All right,
That's what you need.
so you going again.
You're going again.
So I am going again. I love the snake draft. The snake draft is amazing. So I'm
It can be
going,
good, but it can be dangerous.
yeah, that's true.
It's called Snake, so you know it can
This
snake
is
you out.
so tough. All right, so in my next pick, I'm going to go with the CBS football scoreboard from 2012 to 2015. Back when the
Wait.
Patriots.
Oh, okay.
This
Yeah.
one. This CBS scoreboard.
Yeah, I had that
Oh
on
yeah,
too.
that's
Yeah,
really
that-
good.
So
That is
this,
good.
I think the colors work perfectly. For some reason, there's something about the font that really sticks out to me, and it's a mix of like nostalgia. I can remember when we were in like elementary school, kindergarten, first grade, back when the Patriots were dominant. Every Sunday, I'd sit on the couch with my dad, watch football, and that was the first memories of football I have is that scoreboard.
It's clean, but it's also like techie, which I like.
Yeah.
I like the old techie.
Exactly.
scoreboard.
Yes, it's a mix of techie, clean, simplistic. It's got everything.
The less good it looks actually makes it look better, if that makes any sense. Like the ones that are like so like HD and 4K.
Yes,
I don't
they-
like them as
there's
much. The ones
something
that look-
about it that
Yeah.
just hits home
Yeah,
every
I feel
time I
that,
see
yeah.
it. I love it so much.
The imperfections make it perfection.
Yes, there you
That's
go.
it.
Yes.
So now my next one, I was gonna draft this first, but I needed to take MLB on Fox just to keep it safe. Next is gonna come from the local Phillies broadcasting channel, specifically when they play the Pittsburgh Pirates. When it says poop.
Great pick.
It's a childish pick,
Great
but
pick.
it's iconic. It's funny.
The poop scoreboard,
poop scoreboard,
was put
elite.
to rest this year,
It was
unfortunately.
very
Yeah,
sad, but
that's
the
so
poop
sad.
scoreboard
It
was
really
elite
is.
for so many years. Got to keep it going.
And it's just
It's a
more
good pick.
NBC just doing masterful work. NBC, they know what they're doing over there. It's just unbelievable. The poop scoreboard specifically was amazing, but even just that scoreboard in general was just great.
Yeah.
Like it had the colors, had the logos, had the games, same font as the NHL. What more
Yep.
could you ask for?
There you go.
All right, this is a pick that I think you guys will both like. MLB 2016 Fox.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
so
the
good.
Cubs Indian ones too. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
I picture
yeah,
when I hear
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I was gonna say great game to pull from right there.
Yeah.
World Series. So
Fox is really confusing with me. Sometimes Fox is money and sometimes
Yeah.
Fox is
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
Sometimes like Fox is really on and off with me. So Jack, you're up again.
I'm going the recent CBS. I don't know if it's current, but recent CBS NFL.
Yes.
I had that.
This one's really good.
Great pick. Great pick.
I had that on my list as well. Sucks that you took it, but
Yeah.
now my next pick. This is going to be a bit of a homer pick for me. I'm going to go with the current NBC Sports Boston scorebug for the Celtics.
Yes.
Oh, dude,
I
I
agree.
love it.
That was
I
on
love it.
mine.
You
That
guys
was
know
on
exactly
mine.
what it
Yeah.
is.
That one
I
was
mean,
on mine as well.
Doesn't get much better than that. You get to listen to Drew and Scout, and then the thing's a little box in like the bottom corner, like where we have the MCM logo right now, like right here where my hand is. Nice little box right there, so you can keep up with the score, but it doesn't get in the way.
And
of
the
anyone
animations
on
are
the-
awesome. You hit a 3, it does this.
Yes, it
Yeah.
does.
It's
Yeah,
cool.
it does.
It's cool.
It's
NBC
sick.
again in their bag,
NBC, yeah.
as always.
Oh, NBC. And
NBC
we
and
were
CBS.
talking about this the other day when because the NBA gets the rights to NBC, they move it on from
Yeah.
TNT. NBC, we were saying, has the best coverage
did
of
say that.
football
You guys were
and other
excited about
sports.
it, yeah.
Very excited, yes.
So now with my next 2 picks, I was just about to take. So I'm gonna ask for approval. If not, it's okay. So it's the same scoreboard, but SEC on CBS is not allowed, right? 'Cause it's the same thing. Like
It's
My-
the same, but it's different.
It's the same thing because it has like the ranks for college. Like a college scoreboard looks a little bit different. My
I'll
pick
allow
was
it.
Yeah.
so my pick is specifically SEC on CBS because it's not only the scoreboard, it's the theme song. The whole presentation was the best it ever got on CBS.
Alright.
I hate ABC so much. We'll show the new scoreboard, SEC on ABC. It's terrible.
Yep.
I hate it. SEC on CBS just got it done. And with my next one, I'm going to go with mid-2010s ESPN NBA scoreboard. It's the Steph Curry double bang scoreboard.
Oh, dude,
One
that
of
one's
the
so
best scoreboards of
It's
all
so good.
time.
I hate you. I had that.
The nostalgia factor is legit, and it also is it looks so clean. The logos, the letters, the font is iconic. Saturday primetime, all of it's so good.
All right, so
Yeah,
now
it's really good too.
I got to take this before it gets taken by one of you. My next pick is going to be 2010's NBC Sunday Night Football.
Yes.
I can pull
Yeah,
up.
you might have
Yeah,
to.
no, I know.
have
I
a
know
photo-
exactly what I have.
have a photo of it.
You
I was
need- yeah.
debating on taking it. It's this one, right?
That one,
Oh
right
yeah,
there,
dude,
yes.
that one's
NBC
so good.
Sunday
So
Night Football.
nice.
Dude, NBC again? There it is.
NBC,
See, like, I was
always-
thinking of
always
taking it,
in
but it's
my bag.
almost the same as 2010's NHL and
Yeah,
NBC
it's like
because
the same.
so
It's the same
good.
like idea.
They do the same
yeah.
thing for every sport because it works.
Yeah.
It's so clean and simple.
If it ain't broke,
And it's got, like,
don't
the
fix
tech
it.
too.
Exactly.
Oh,
if
it's
it ain't
so
broke,
good.
don't fix it. It's
Alright.
so it's just perfect. NBC just knows what's up.
Okay.
NBC
this
and
is,
CBS,
This is
man.
a new one, and I really love it. This is the
no.
TNT
Oh, thank
NHL.
God. Whew, okay.
It's so
Yeah, that's a
clean.
great pick.
It's so
That's actually
clean.
a great
That's so
pick.
nice.
It's
I
so
thought-
nice. It's
and it's
small
tiny,
too.
yes.
Yes.
I thought Jack was about to snap on mine.
NBA,
It's
no,
a small scoreboard.
NHL on TNT
Dude, it's so good.
is amazing. Something that I find kind of interesting is the NHL and NBA just swapped TNT and NBC
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
the last couple of years,
And then now we got like Stanley Cup on TNT as well.
Yeah. Right.
which is kind of crazy. So
Jack, you got your
yeah.
final pick here.
Yeah, this is. Ooh, I have a few to choose from, which I like.
let's see what we got here.
I have mine locked in as long as you don't take it. So I think. I'm
What
gonna
does
be
Jack have here with the 501?
There's one that I have, Jack. Please do not take it.
I'm down to 2. I'm torn between 2, and I'm not sure which one I'm gonna take.
Okay, we're going. Oh.
Oh wait, no!
Oh,
I have 3 I could take. Oh!
One of them's getting taken for sure.
Yeah, I have a few that I'd be happy with. and I
Oh my
just don't
God, this is
know.
actually really tough.
I'm dead set on one. If someone steals it, I'm gonna
Oh
be
my
very
God,
sad.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
Fox NFL.
I hate you. I hate you so much. That
There
was
it
This one?
is. There
yes,
it
I
is.
was like
Yep,
about.
that's
I was
it.
about
I
to
love
take
it, dude.
current Fox NFL. I was about to take.
I have
Yeah.
another one I'll show you
Well,
guys
that's not
after.
even current anymore. They moved
Or
on.
yeah,
from
I was
that.
gonna say Fox
oh,
recent.
okay. So
They moved on from that.
I'm gonna take the current Fox NFL.
I might have to
Yes,
see that.
and
yeah.
I know what you're
So,
talking about.
Let me pull up the photo.
I will
real
say
quick.
though, it looks good, but for some reason, Fox on the TV doesn't look
Right
as
here.
good as. Yeah, I know exactly what
That
you're
one's
talking
really good
about.
too. I
Current
love
Fox
that one.
NFL.
Yeah.
That's NBC.
Oh, oops.
But it's still-
boom,
it's
right
still
here.
fine,
There you
yeah.
go.
That's.
That's it.
Well, no, the Fox moved on from that. Fox released a new scoreboard
Oh.
in the Super Bowl.
Is that the same
Oh,
thing
then
as
no,
this?
I'm not taking that.
You want
Yeah,
to take
that's
that
it.
one then? 'Cause
Yeah.
that one's
yeah,
fire too.
it's it's the same thing. The college and
I'm gonna
NFL.
use
Yeah,
the
yeah.
one mulligan
Oh,
I
yeah, I
grabbed
actually-
here. I'm
this is the only one I
gonna
found.
take the current NBC scorebug.
Yeah,
the
that's-
picture is
that's
gonna be
fire.
from Super
I
Bowl.
love
We're
those.
gonna
Yes,
use
the
this
yeah.
one right here.
Yep, I agree.
So
The current NBC
give me the current
one's
NBC
fire.
one. That rounds out my team.
And I like what NBC did there because NBC branched out for the first time in about a decade. Because
Yeah.
I'm not picking them here, but here's the NHL on NBC, which was an honorable mention for me.
Oh, that was
From
that
the
was
early
my
2010s.
So
Very nice.
good.
So it's looked like that for about 10 years, and they branched out for the first time and brought out that, and it's still one of the best things
Yeah.
my
which
eyes
is
have ever
crazy.
seen in a sports game. So NBC just knows
NBC
knows how to
and
get it
Fox
done.
carrying today.
And so I actually have a proposition. Because the SEC on CBS is so similar to the Jacks, I would like to pull a mulligan
more.
on that pick as well, and then have my own.
So you only 2 picks?
Oh, so you're about to take 2.
So get rid of SEC on CBS
Yeah,
though, because
that's
it's
fair, 'cause-
similar to yours.
yeah.
So
Alright.
I don't want to take that from you. My first one is the current ESPN Monday Night Football scoreboard.
That's
Really
really
good.
One of the
good.
be- one
I
of
love
the
the
better
color on
ones.
that. The
Really
color
good
fade is
The-
so fire.
Like the logos glow, the background colors fade, and it's at the very bottom of the screen. It
Yeah.
doesn't float a little bit up top;
Very
it's at
good,
the
yeah.
very bottom, which I
Yeah. Love
it.
appreciate.
Yeah.
We don't see it too much. We see it once a week, only 18 times a year. But I think it's a really good scoreboard. Now my last pick. I'm torn between 2, and I'll tell you them. I'm gonna go with the one from 2004. I'm torn between Bruins Nesson from the early 2010s.
That's what I
That was
have.
really good.
Yeah.
And
really good.
the 2004 Fox MLB on Fox scoreboard. They used it for the NFL too. It's like the neon
Yep.
letters from Fox. This
Yeah.
is when the 04
That's
Red
just
Sox
iconic
came
right
back.
there.
It's iconic. I love the neon look.
It's the first ever scoreboard with color in it.
Yep. Very
The first
iconic.
ever iconic scoreboard. I wish we were around for that because I think
It
looks
would be
so
really cool if we saw that
I
for
think
the
it looks
first time.
so cool.
It'd be really dope. Yeah.
So that's gonna be my final pick. Is the Sox Yankees
I was torn
04
between.
scoreboard. Now let's get some honorable mentions here.
I was torn between this one and the Fox one. Like, oh, it's just so good.
It's
dude.
so tough, but
the
the
old
CBS
Nesson
one
one?
was so
Yeah.
good. Old Nesson was.
It just didn't have enough
classic.
color for me, but it's still.
So Jack, what are all of your honorable mentions?
Okay, so that was one of them, and then I also had this Arizona NBA one that I really like. This is, I think I've seen this before, but I love it. The way it has the logo.
Oh
right next
yeah,
to the,
that one is
Yeah.
good.
And then
That-
the foul.
that one is
yeah.
good.
That one is
Yeah.
that one. That
And
one's
then,
clean. That one's clean.
This Sportsnet or no TSN from NHL.
Very
It's
good.
so cool with
Very
the
good.
shots. It has the shots in the middle.
Very good.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about
Yeah,
that
that
one.
one was gonna be there, and then one more. Oh, you said this, but it's just unbelievable.
NHL and
And
NBC
really good.
from 2010.
Yeah,
I was
NHL
so
and
close
NBC.
to picking it, but you took NHL and
So-
NBC,
Yeah.
so I wasn't really gonna.
I
Gonna
only have
copy it
2
there.
honorable mentions. The rest of mine got picked. First one is CBS football from like the late 2010s, like Deshaun Jackson punt
I think
return.
yes.
I mean,
yeah.
that's just,
that
can
one.
you show that if you have a picture?
Wait, the Deshaun Jackson, that was early 2010s.
Oh no, in 2000s. I forget which.
Yeah,
one
the
it
late
is.
2000s.
Right here. CBS from 2000s.
Yes,
Oh, that's
yes,
really good.
I
Yeah.
agree.
That's really good.
Then my
That was
other
good.
one was CBS college basketball from the late 2000s.
Yes.
If you
Oh
guys
my goodness.
recognize what it looks like, it's this one here up here.
I
at the
forgot
top,
about March Madness.
up there at the top.
Oh,
those
yeah.
ones. Very
I
fun.
It
completely
seems
forgot about
nostalgic,
March
too.
Madness. There's so many good ones I could have taken
Yeah.
from March Madness.
Oh, I had another one.
Sneaky good pick here from Jack
Whoa.
on the draft.
I can't believe I forgot
The,
March Madness. That is crazy.
I was
Miss
gonna
on
go-
your part, kid.
That is crazy.
I was gonna go with
Oh, wow.
the Masters, the golf.
So
scoreboard.
good. Wow.
Yeah.
Can't
Yes.
believe
I don't know
no
how
I
one-
was gonna
I don't
take
know how
it.
that one didn't get
Yeah,
taken.
because it's a sneaky pick and no one thinks
Yeah.
about it. But
no one thinks about the Masters. You just think about the
it's
guy
just
that's
so
on the green.
clean with the green. Oh my god, I couldn't find a picture of it. But
Have you guys entered the raffle yet for tickets to the Masters?
I have not. No.
No.
You have like a 0.5% chance of winning. It's like a 1 in 200 shot.
I'll take my odds.
I'm about to sign up for that after the show.
yeah,
Personally.
So yeah, all my honorable mentions are like ones that I didn't pick were either picked or we already talked about. NHL on NBC from the early 2010s is iconic. The Sunday Night Football on NBC back in the day, like the Pat Seahawks scoreboard, that one
Yeah.
is just so
yeah,
so clean.
That's the one that I grabbed, right? I
Yeah.
believe?
yeah. You picked that. Yeah.
So
And then SEC on CBS, pretty much taken by
Yeah,
you.
same thing,
CBS
yeah.
just does it right every time.
just run over teams real quick. So my team was baseball on Fox, poop logo. Celtics on NBC Boston. CBS football, you said it was?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then my
And the
last
last one
one
was-
was the current NBC one for the NFL.
Right. Mine was starting off was the late 2010s NBC, then went to CBS NFL, the recent one, then the MLB 2016 Fox, then the TNT NHL, and then finish it off with that Fox recent football one.
There you go.
So mine was
Happy with that.
CBS football, early 2010s, like when the Patriots were disgusting. The current ESPN on Monday Night Football, the college football scoreboard from the mid 2010s when it was Bama Clemson, the Steph Double Bang scoreboard,
Yep.
ESPN mid 2010s, and then the Sox Yankees scoreboard, first ever scoreboard with color, the neon letters.
I can confidently say we tied we all
Yeah, I
died.
think it's a 3-1.
That was
This was
an even,
really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was an even draft.
This was way less one-sided than last time. So
Last time was
Will
Will
destroyed us.
just destroyed us in that. Yeah, this one was really even one-sided. We each took each other's. We each were able to grab our own. I think we took all the good scoreboards.
Yeah.
That were.
Oh yeah, I
that
think
have
we
been
picked them all,
existed.
and we gave honorable mentions to the right ones.
There
too.
were definitely a lot more bad scoreboards,
Yeah.
especially nowadays.
Yeah.
Than good ones. So we just got to take our time to appreciate what's left. That's good, and
Yeah.
also just admire the past.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this was a really good episode. You know,
Phenomenal.
They keep getting better, Jack.
We're now
Thank you
on-
for coming on.
Yeah,
we
thank
we
you
now
guys for
have
having
the
me.
second set. A second
Yeah,
hand
we're
of
on the
fingers.
second hand.
Second hand of episode.
Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you guys next episode, and maybe the NBA Finals and the Stanley Cup are over. You never know.
You never
Maybe.
know.
So yeah, we'll see you next time.